Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to another episode of the Chosen One Frequency. Thank you, everybody. Happy Friday. It is Friday. How you doing, Jackie? Good morning. Hey, if you see the board, all you got to do is follow the instructions on the board, and we're going to get this show started in short order, actually. So, happy Friday, everybody. I'm going to say it again. Happy Friday. I'm happy. I hope everybody else is too. We're going to kick off the stream. How we always kick off the stream. We're going to put a little nice melody on and we're going to have a good time. Mike, the gamer, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Do me a favor and tap those screens for me. Let's get this thing started. Let's get those things started. So if you're new to the show, thank you for the heart. Hey, whenever I see hearts flying on my screen, I immediately smile. Hi, Miss Marty. Hi. I smile immediately when I see hearts. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I appreciate it as well. Good morning. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Let's see. I am ready to get some of these reports. So who is going to be our first panelist this morning? Who's going to be the first panelist to join? Let me make sure I have everything up. There we go. I have to get the queue started. So if you guys see what's jumping on your screen, if you're on the panel and you get a condition report, you will be able to receive it after the stream ends. You'll be able to receive it after the stream ends. That way, you can see what I give you live. You'll be able to see it in real time. Oh, Miss Marty wants to go first. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, Miss Marty, would you like to come up to the panel so that I can greet you properly? Good morning, Scott. Thank you so much for the follow. Let's see if I can. Oh, there it goes. Good morning, Scott. I appreciate the follow. Star, more acknowledgments. Thank you, Star. Oh, Maria, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Let's try to get the likes up so we can get more chosen ones in here. I did just start the live. Oh, let's see. I'm going to decline the co-host. Oh, thank you so much for the hearts, BTA. Good morning, Scott. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Oh, Miss Marty, we can start with your birthday. If you don't want to come to the panel, it's hard for me to read the comments sometimes because whenever someone joins, it tells me. So it's almost like a comment for me. So I have to mark your name so that I always see it. Let's see. So do you guys see something on your screen that says condition report? Does anyone else see that, or is it just me? It should be on your screen. I don't. Sometimes, I just took it off the screen. But every 3 minutes, it lets me post it. Okay, so Miss Marty has her birthday and she's ready. Thank you so much. So if you guys that are new to the show, if you're listening, if you're afraid to come on the panel and speak, it's okay. Just put your birthday in the comments. And once you do that, keep tapping your screen like literally the entire time. It makes me really happy. So we have Miss Marty and we are getting started. Okay. So Miss Marty, I am working on yours right now. And we have 3/20/1966. 3/20/1966. And it is ready. So for Miss Marty this morning, we have. Okay, are you ready, Miss Marty? Tap the screen, tap the screen. Thank you so much. Okay, she says, okay, thank you. That's fast. Yeah, it's pretty immediate. Okay, for Mrs. Marty, everyone, welcome to the Chosen One frequency. I'm about to do a Chosen One condition report for Mrs. Marty because she shared her birthday, and that's how we actually get the show started for everyone new here. So I'm going to go through the whole thing. Miss Marty is a Pisces with the life path number 9. She's a water element. The moon is in waxing gibbous, but it will be full in a couple of days. Okay. And the morning field lasts from 6 a.m. to 11:59 a.m. So this entire report holds true for that entire time span. You can get it 3 times a day, which will cover you for 24 hours of self-awareness. Okay. Thank you for the likes. I see you, Jehovah's Chosen One. Thank you so much. Born Again, I see you. Thank you so much. Okay. Here's Miss Marty's Chosen One condition report, everybody. This report highlights the leverage point in your current engagement. Alignment between water momentum and a life path 9 intention sharpens your output, Miss Marty. The governing factor right now is boundary integrity and embodied pacing. Respond selectively and let silence do some of the work, Miss Marty. Today's conditions are less about fate and more about how you respond to pressure, interruption, and opportunity. Let empathy remain directional. The body center lesson is boundaries, Miss Marty. What you allow becomes your environment. A clean start this morning reduces later friction. Okay, Miss Marty? And then you have the shadow and the test, of course. And the shadow we just express as negativity, inner turmoil, or a lower vibration. And yours, Miss Marty, is called the emotional buffer. This pattern absorbs others' emotions to keep environments calm. And your test is called the shortcut offer. It ease test ethics. Okay. And your emotion this morning is called the emotional fatigue. Return emotions that are not yours. Let others regulate themselves. And your support kit this morning includes crystals, selenite, rose quartz, and moonstone. And these crystals support compassion, repair, and clean emotional flow. So get them, use them, try to meditate with them. They'll truly help you. And your scents or fragrances, which can be oh, you have those. Amazing. Candles. Your fragrances are magnolia, vanilla, and lotus. So if you have candles, essential oils, or incense with those aromas, they're going to soothe spikes and allow emotions to move without flooding your system. Thank you so much, Born Again. I appreciate the heart me. That's my favorite gift. Thank you. It's only 1 coin. I appreciate that. This morning, your micro action is to drink water and sit quietly for 2 minutes and to choose 1 gentle boundary. Protect your peace and just hold it. Let emotion be information without becoming instructions. And that is the Chosen One condition report for Miss Marty this morning. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I see all the hearts on the screen. I appreciate that. Miss Marty said, yep, that's right. That's accurate. How did you like it, Miss Marty? Let me know in the comments. She said, thank you. I see your comments. You're welcome. Born Again. I see you, Born Again. Let's see. Born Again. I see your birthday. I see it. Let's see. Let me try to mark you here as a viewer so I can prioritize your comments. Let's see. There we go. Born again, it says, she said, it's good, it fits. Thank you so much, Miss Marty. Let's see, we have 11, 12, 1985. We have an 80s baby. I'm an 80s baby. So when I see 80s babies, I'm like, finally, millennials, right? Okay, let's see. So for born again, I'm getting yours started right now. And remember, everyone listening that's new here, if you've never been here before, you can get your actual report. I will give it to you. It's like a digital receipt. So you get to keep it. It's my gift to you all. I would love to hear you guys' voices, but it's okay that you're in the comments, okay? I like to meet people, and I'm always interested in where you guys are from in the world, stuff like that. Okay, so for born again, we have 11, 12, 1985, and born again's report is going to be ready shortly. So for you, born again, is this your first time here? I'm not sure. You dropped that heart me so fast. I was like, okay, you supporting. I appreciate that. Okay, for born again, your report is ready. Okay, keep tapping your screen for me. Keep tapping the screen for me so other chosen ones can join the frequency, okay? For born again, we have a Scorpio with a life path number 1, water element, of course. The moon is in waxing gibbous. So born again, this lasts from 6 a.m. to 11:59 a.m. the entire morning, okay? So your report supports awareness of how you deploy energy under present conditions, born again. Your life path number 1 configuration favors fewer actions executed with clarity. The organizing principle here is boundary integrity and embodied pacing as well. Choose containment over expansion. Let feelings move without making them a verdict, born again. Hold your line calmly. No extra heat, no extra explanation, born again. Begin with a clean boundary and let the day build around that. And you have a shadow in a test as well. And a shadow we just expressed as negativity or a lower vibration or inner turmoil within you, okay? And yours is called the stability hoarder. This pattern resists beneficial change to preserve control, okay, born again? And your test is called the identity pullback. It's where old labels test whether you still accept them or not, okay? And your emotion this morning is called relief. So allow one healthy disruption and observe resilience instead of loss. And for born again, your support kit includes crystals, blue calcite, rhodonite, and kunzite. These crystals support compassion, repair, and clean emotional flow as well. Your scents or fragrances are Lang Lang, Rose, and Neroli. These fragrances, you can get them in essential oils, you can get them in candles, you can get them in incense. They'll soothe spikes and allow emotions to move without flooding your system. Your micro action this morning, born again, is to do one act of self-respect that costs you nothing, and then step away from one emotional trigger for this entire morning so that you let your emotions be information without becoming your personal instructions. And that is your chosen one condition report for born again. Thank you so much for liking the live. Good morning, Koi Goddess. Hey, good morning. How are you? Thank you for liking the live. I appreciate that. Thank you for the heart me. Thank you for the heart me. I appreciate that. That is my favorite. That is my favorite. So the heart me is my favorite, and the go popular. Once you heart me, Koi, press the heart button. It's like a little button, and it's next to my name at the top of the screen, and you can claim rewards. So anyone that has hearted me, if you press the little heart next to my name on the screen, things will pop up. It'll say like add a comment, If you've done that, you can claim an award and you can level up in the fan club. You can literally grow with me right here on TikTok. And there's some option called boost the creators ranking by sending the Go Popular. It's a 1 coin gift. That is my favorite gift, the Heart Me and the Go Popular. So if you guys press the little heart button, you can start to claim stuff, and like stuff will pop up on my screen and yours. It's pretty cool. Oh, Born Again said, Oh, Koi got it said, did I see it? It says, I see it. I can tell. Happy Friday. Thank you so much. So Born Again, how did you like it, Born Again? Cass says, Rich Rising, everybody. I love that, Cass. Thank you so much, Cass. I love that. Yes, Wealthy Rising. That is my favorite. Let's see. We have, let's see if I can do this one. I don't know if I can or not. Let me try. I'll try to send this one and see if it'll go. So I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to try to show you guys how TikTok actually works. I'm not sure if it'll actually let me. Okay. I don't know if you guys see all that stuff on the screen. So when someone drops a heart me, they'll be able to like claim stuff. You'll see it in the comments. Maybe only I can see it. I'm not 100% sure how it works, but there's BTA is leveling up. He's at a level 5. And then oh yes, Koi, those are it. Oh my goodness, Koi. Oh my goodness. Koi, so listen, the Go Popular, the reason why that's my second favorite gift is because that gift specifically tells TikTok that I'm doing something right. So when you heart me and you drop that gift, and it doesn't have to be any other gifts other than just the heart me. And once you do it one time, you can do it every single day for free. I think you can claim it for free every single day that I stream. And the Go Popular, it literally tells TikTok, hey, TikTok, Webmaster Eric's doing a great job. That's literally the only gift that tells TikTok that I'm doing something right. So truly, truly, thank you. That is my absolute favorite. The Heart Me and the Go Popular. Those are the best gifts that you can give any creator on TikTok. The other ones that cost more money, they're like lavish. They're pretty cool. But the best ones are the Go Popular, and it's 1 coin. Those are amazing. I really do appreciate that. Thank you for the rose. I appreciate the rose too. I appreciate everything. Jonathan, good morning. Oh, so I'm going to do my report so that you guys can learn a little bit about me. I love to do mine as well for all the new listeners coming in, because I'm not too shy to have a report on myself. My birthday is July 25th, 1987. So I'm a Leo as well. And I have no idea what my report's going to say. I never know what any report is going to say. It's brand new information for me and you. So it's, to me, I'm learning every stream, every report, and I try to do the best with the information, especially when it's for me. So for me, I'm a Leo. My life path is 3. That's very important. So if you've never heard of a life path, you're not really sure what it is, I'm going to encourage you to learn something about yourself, learn about your personal life path. The number is very important, and you'll start to understand yourself even more when you know certain things about yourself, specifically the life path. It's more of a numerology term. It's less about the belief system, if you believe in it or not, and more about the math behind it and the destiny that's attached to the number. It's very important. So here's my chosen one condition report, everyone. This briefing highlights how your effort is best applied in this window, which is the morning window. Your life path 3 tendency operates most cleanly when paired with restraint inherent in fire energy. Here, Alignment depends on self-respect and clean visibility. Respond to what's real, not what's loud or implied. For me, notice where acceleration replaces clarity. Let appreciation begin internally. Choose one anchor before the day fragments your attention. And my shadow, which I express as negativity, inner turmoil, or a lower vibration within me, right, is called the emotional overfunctioner. This pattern manages emotions for everyone in the room, leaving me depleted. Ouch. And my test is the emotional gap. And that's the mismatch that reveals attachment to an outcome. My emotion this morning is calmness, which all of this is true. Everyone listening, this is all true about me. I'm learning about myself in front of everyone. Return emotions to their owners. Attend to your own needs first. So listen, I'm telling me about me right now, okay? And my crystals in my support kit are sunstone, tiger's eye, and red jasper. These build drive and vitality while keeping my intensity directed. The fragrances that will help me the most this morning are grapefruit, orange, and bergamot. They'll keep my energy bright, warm, and intentional while regulating my own intensity. And the 2 micro actions for me this morning is to set a 12-minute timer and start the task I've been delaying. And then I have to make a decision in writing, then stop revisiting it for 2 hours. And keep in mind, everyone, all of this is true, okay? For me, I'm over here like, wait a second, I got a lot of stuff to do this morning, okay? And this will turn my intensity into directed power instead of scattered urgency. And that's my chosen one condition report for this morning. Thank you so much, Sherry Ann. I appreciate it. Thank you, Mauricio. Thank you, Tay. Hi, Koi. Good morning.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I have these, what do you call these little earbud things in or whatever, which I never do, but I've been jamming since I woke up this morning.
You starting the day with some good music?
Oh, all kind of things. Child, I woke up so early, it was ridiculous. But I had to put the earphones in because of my son, still sleeping in school today. So I'm like, can't be selfish and wake the baby up just because I'm ready to party at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Well, that's how you start the day, right? Full of life.
Sometimes. Yeah, absolutely. And I want to point out, I think it's so funny. I woke up today and I was like, I like to put scents in a pot. I have a glass pot and I put water in it and I put essential oils in it, kind of like a diffuser, but old school. So I put a pot on the stove and let it boil, right? And today my scent was bergamot. And
really?
You just said bergamot in your reading for yourself.
Or yes.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, it's a thing because I just so felt it. And the smell, it definitely,
it's warming up the whole environment, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And it smells so warm.
It does. So I wanted to know, I know you already gave me a free reading once, but I don't know, what's the rules since I'm here today? Can I get another one on that?
So the rules are, there are no rules. So on live stream, it's always free. So on live streams, whenever I'm live, you can get your report morning, noon, or night. It doesn't matter. It's literally, this is what I do and it's how I do it. If I'm not live, on days that I'm not live, you can join the subscription. And the subscription is where I'll do it 3 times a day for you, no matter what, whether I'm live or not. So other than that, there are no actual rules.
Okay. And you said you're working on getting the app out there.
Yeah, so right now it lives on my computer only, and it lives on my phone exclusively but I'm working on making it publicly available to everyone. I'm still like, I figured out the licensing stuff. I figured out how to do all that stuff. So
Did
that's
you?
like,
Yay.
yep. I literally looked it up after that stream, and keep in mind, I've never done that before. I've never done this before. So when I looked
First
up
time for
how to
everything,
do
baby.
it, yeah, I had to talk to like some legal advisors and stuff like that. But it's not difficult because I build websites and stuff. So it won't
Oh, I
be
can't hear you
difficult
anymore.
for me to put it on there. But my thing is, I didn't want to like gate it. I didn't want to overly charge people. Like on TikTok specifically, if anyone, I don't know if everyone knows this, but if you become a super fan of any creator on TikTok, you don't have to leave the platform. So I don't want people to leave TikTok. So I've been struggling with, do I build this outside of TikTok or do I keep it exclusive for TikTok? So right now it's exclusive for TikTok. I literally made it for my stream. I made it for
Oh, well,
you
honey,
all.
you should always do stuff for yourself because TikTok ain't worried about making nothing exclusive or not for you.
I know, I know.
What did you just say? Cut it out.
I know. That's
Cut
why I'm
it
struggling
out.
with because I'm like, the demo is available. It's free. It's like everyone can use it. Like it works just the same. It just isn't fully featured. It's literally version 1.0, so it's severely limited. It doesn't have like the planetary like all like the solar system. The planets aren't included. There's a couple of other things that are not included in the demo, which is why it's a demo. But anyone that becomes a super fan, whether I'm live or not, say I'm not live at all for a week because like life is happening, I'm working or things. If you become a super fan, the first 7 days are free. It does not cost any money, but you'll get, I guess, 21 reports. Yeah, 7 times 3. So you'll get 21 reports. That's 3 reports per day, regardless of if I'm live or not, because I always have my phone with me. So I'll always be able to give you guys your reports. And then after that, I think it's a subscription. I think it's like $9.99 a month, if I'm not mistaken, after the first week. So other than that, there are no actual rules. Like people message me every day, multiple times a day in the DM. They're like, hey, can I get my report? I'm like, you know what? Yeah, why not? Nothing stopped. Like for me, it's so easy for me to do it that some people just want to learn about themselves all the time. So remember I told you, Koi, this wasn't a business. It was just for my viewers and my people that joined the panel and people that like are high vibrational. So it wasn't for the whole world yet. It's only for people that are in my live streams. So,
Right, which is great and amazing. I'm just saying, we are evolving as a people, so now it's about working smarter, not harder,
mhm,
right? And
yeah,
and at the end of the day, you want to not work at all. Like you just want to exist in peace, harmony, and
yeah,
balance, and have multiple streams of income like coming in to you. Because one thing I wanted to say to you is that spirit does not, higher consciousness does not require us to be these what does it call it, the starving artist, or
oh
the
yes,
impoverished healer or helper. That is
yes,
unnecessary, and it's never been the truth. Because
yeah,
even in like ancient days, like when you went to a shaman or a priestess or something for healing some herbs or something, you brought them a goat, a chicken, some eggs, like whatever you
oh
had.
yeah,
And it's not so much to add to the value of the person, but it's to give respect and pay homage to their gift, to spirit itself. And because you
yeah,
want the person there providing services, we all have to survive. Like you have to survive, you have to eat, you have to be
yeah,
able to have clothes and shoes and whatever. And there's nothing wrong in that. No guilt, no shame. It's
yeah,
beautiful to offer things for people for free. Wonderful, case by case basis, but it's also a beautiful thing to live well where you're not stressed
yeah,
out, and you can, if you're not stressed, then you can hear spirit clear. You can hear higher
yes,
consciousness clear when you're not worried about, oh, am I gonna have a sandwich later because I'm freaking
yes,
hungry.
yes. So not
So
only
don't
is
feel
that
anything
important,
about that. Yeah, so even like me, I've been a massage therapist since 2011. I shared with you before. I got paid. Like I don't massage for free. Like there are times on a case by case basis, if someone is really in need, if I know I can help them, then if they don't have the money right then I will. But we all know that people take things seriously when they have to
when they
put
pay.
something in on.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like even with your friend, like if someone gives you a gift, if they give you a gift too often, then you get spoiled and you expect it. And then like, oh well,
Ah,
where's my gift at? Then now
yeah.
it's into like a selfishness thing or
It's
like a
entitlement
spoiled thing.
now.
Yeah, that's the word. I couldn't think of that word, which I don't know why I couldn't think of it because everybody's tossing that around like grapes.
Yeah,
Entitlement. But yeah, it's a part of humans. We're just like that.
yeah.
Like I
We
don't
are
think lions
wired.
wake up every day entitled to that meal. They go out there and chase a gazelle down.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, they should just walk over here and let us eat them by now. They don't feel like that.
Yes. So you're absolutely right, and thank you for saying that because when I think when I said that in like intentionally when I put it out there, like it was never a business plan. It was just me creating something in my vacation time, and as it's
To help
gotten more
create.
serious, 16, 17 live streams later, I'm like, wait a second. Everyone, I keep hearing like divine timing is like, no, you have to get paid. No, you have to license it. No, you should sell it. No, you should charge. And I'm like, oh my goodness, you guys are telling me things that I'm receiving. I'm receiving. Trust me. I listen to the playbacks and I take notes after every live stream. I'm like, okay, I receive it. I'm gonna do that. I'm working through that. I came up with the business plan in the last 2 days. It's alive, it's healthy. I have to reread it. I have to share it with my legal advisor so they can go over it and make sure everything is okay. But the business part of it is now a real thing. So it started as a free tool that can be demoed and like toyed around with live, but everyone's telling me this should replace the horoscope. It's better, it's fully featured, it's helping me. I've never heard anyone say anything other than it's been helpful. So I'm like, okay, I have to get paid for my art and work, and I receive that.
Absolutely. So glad, really, really, and truly, because you absolutely should. I've been telling Spirit for years and years, like putting out there, I am no Mother Teresa. Like, I
Yeah,
don't want to walk around in rags. And,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't want to take, what's the thing with Jesus in the thing where he took like one loaf of bread and five
Oh
fish
yeah,
or
one,
one
yeah,
fish and five loaves of bread, whatever. I
yeah,
want to have all the loaves of bread, all the fishes. I don't
yeah.
want to be struggling. Like,
You don't
no,
want to,
that's
yeah,
not.
no,
But spirit, I was built me, so it knows. Higher consciousness knows. I know. So yeah,
yeah,
get it together.
yeah, no. I
Run.
love
You
that.
need the
I
money.
truly do.
You don't need it. It is beneficial and helpful for you and your family. You have such a big family,
Yeah.
so yeah, everybody needs to rise. Everybody. Oh, and what's the thing that hood people say? Everybody eats.
Yes,
So
very important. Okay, very, very, very important. And
very, very.
I haven't thought about it much, but like I think that was the stream the other day. Maybe it was Monday or Tuesday. But this week, it has been fully in my consciousness. It's like no. So I've been working on the business part of it, and not so much the tool this week. This week I haven't made much updates. I've only focused on the licensing, the business part of it, and making sure that my intellectual property is safe, which is why I haven't put it like on my own website and stuff yet, because uh, people can get the code if it's not protected. And right now it's protected because no one even sees it. They don't know where it is. They don't know what it is. They don't know how I've built it. So that's the part that I'm waiting on my legal advisors to get back to me with, because that's the one thing I don't want, right? When you invent something, one, you don't, if they copy it, they can't actually copy it because they literally have nothing to copy. They don't know how I did it, what sequence, what they don't know any part of that. That's why it's truly intellectual property. 2,000 some odd lines of code. It's all custom. I didn't take it or copy it from any other source. And once I put it on my website, I can reverse engineer stuff as an ethical hacker. So it's not hard to get it once I put it out there. So I'm like, if I keep it, it's always mine, but it's also not released to the world. So that's the struggle right now. The struggle is, do I share it and risk it being copied and imitated and modified in other ways?
Struggle. You already know that is not a struggle, honey. And don't even put that energy on your storyline. That is not a struggle at all. You know, in your heart, you're just like thinking. I think the only battle is because you have such a big heart and you were raised right, you were raised in love, that you're coming from a place of love. But we know
Yeah.
that the world is not coming at you from a place
With
of love.
love.
And I do not want to see a video in 10 years on Instagram or some social media and it'd be like, Webmaster Eric was a young black
Yep.
man in Chicago and he had an app, but he didn't do it. And then
Yep.
what's the boy's name that came up with Facebook and all this
Oh
other
yeah,
mess?
Zuckerberg.
Sir, I don't want to see the video 10 years from now. Webmaster Eric invented Zuckerberg, got
Yep.
it. And
But
they'll
took
be like,
it to
oh,
some
woo,
different
woo, woo.
level.
Right? It'll be just another woo, woo, woo video from black people. Look at another brother going down. Don't let that be you, okay?
Okay,
You are
I promise I
intelligent
won't.
and smart.
I
Get your
promise
mind
I'll do
right.
the smart part. I promise I'll do the smart part. Because I'm thinking about it for the first time, and keep in mind, without you saying it, the thought wouldn't exist. So I'm over here. I think you said a thought it moves faster than the speed of light. So I'm over here with the thought now. I'm like, okay, how do we protect this? How do we license it? Because other people would like to be able to use it as well.
Absolutely.
So that's the part.
Absolutely. Spirit has already been showing you your higher consciousness. You know, we are all of one consciousness. We all came from the same big ball of dough. We're
Yep.
just little dumplings pinched off. So yeah, there's a place for your invention, a huge place. So be at the forefront and don't be like all this other, a lot of other brown people who made the mistake of, and what's that thing where people call, what do they call it, a gentleman's agreement or whatever, where you just shake
that
hands with
handshake
somebody.
deal.
Child, don't be shaking hands on nothing. Put it on paper. Run it.
Yeah, like literally do it the right way. Yeah, I was talking to LegalZoom. Yeah, like how to go about doing it, and because I own everything that I create, like technically, like, are you familiar with like crypto land or Web3?
No, not at all.
Okay, so I have a store. When cryptocurrency first came out some years back, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all of that stuff. It's super nerdy, right? But I created a store, and in the store, I can upload any of my art, and it skips the copyright, so I don't have to like go through 2 or 3 years of patent and copyright like law and stuff. I can just upload it to my own store because it's already mine and I already own it. And once it's on the blockchain, it's defensible, and it's like clear evidence that not only is it mine, I created it first, I have it first, but I'll be able to get royalties on it forever. Even it'll survive me, basically, is what I'm saying. And I haven't done that yet because I just haven't. But saying it out loud is making me like, remember, I'm gonna listen to this. I'm going to be doing this at some point today. I'm going to be like making it so that anyone can have access to it.
Not you're going to, you're doing it. Not
yes,
going
I'm
to,
actively
going
doing
to
it. Yes,
gives us that wiggle room to not do it.
Yep.
You know, that's that spell casting. That's that word play.
Yep.
And you know, it's so funny while you were speaking. What popped into my head? Oh, I just lost it. Dang it! I swear, because I get so like distracted sometimes. Like I have so many thoughts coming in from tendernism. Have you seen all that on IG about the brown man?
Yeah.
And he used the word tendernism, and then the Caucasian man who owned the place, which I thought it was the brown man too, or I thought maybe it was his family member. I didn't know it was just some place that he's been going forever. He knows the owner or whatever. But that man trademarked the word and took that from the brown man. That happens to us
Oh
all the
my
time. Now, you know
goodness.
that brown man was just out there being himself, and being brown, and being brown and American. We run this world. Like, they have taken, like, the ability, well, they've tried to take the ability of us to, like, capitalize on how awesome we are, how funny we are, how
Yeah.
stylish we are, how many things we invent. So he was just being, regular Uncle Willie Joe,
Yeah.
whatever his name is,
Yeah.
and he's tenderism. That man trademarked it. So now that brown man doesn't get any of the money that everybody's using
Yeah.
that word right now. People got
Everyone.
t-shirts,
It
and
is.
that Caucasian man gets all the money. I do not. Don't let that. I mean, I
I
know now
won't.
you're saying that it's in your spirit, and you're not gonna let that happen to you. Be you. Well, I believe in
Yeah.
you. No, I trust you. I trust
Thank
that
you,
you're going
Pooh.
to get it together for you and all of your family members, your siblings.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I'm
keep
the
that
first.
generational wealth. Because
Yeah,
Spirit
I'm the
didn't give it to
first.
everybody. Spirit gave it to you.
I'm the
It
first.
for you.
And the royalty thing that I was talking about, it's lifetime royalty, I believe. So basically, what the legal team advised me, they were saying that because like they're not like developers, so they don't actually know. They're just lawyers. They're good at being lawyers and they're good at patent law and stuff. They're telling me if I want to distribute it in my own way, blockchain first. That way I get lifetime royalties, meaning anyone can use the code, access the code, or even have it, except it won't ever be free. There will be a fee, but it'll be cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or whatever other cryptocurrencies there are. I can't name them all, but most people
Oh,
don't
don't do
even
that.
know how to buy it, like buy cryptocurrency anyways. So that'll already protect it from almost everything anyways. And
I
then
know,
once
but
they
what if
do,
crypto goes down, baby? What if crypto doesn't last? Because one
that's
thing
the
we know
scary
is
part.
going to last is gold, silver, copper. That
Yep,
ain't going nowhere. That's
it's
part
going
of the earth.
nowhere.
That's always going to be a form of currency,
Hmm.
like sex. It's
Yeah,
always going to be a form of
it's
currency.
permanent. It's basically
Yeah,
permanent.
it's permanent. It's rooted in there. But crypto is new, and we don't know for real, what's going to
We don't
happen
even
with
know if
that.
it's money. I don't think it's money.
Right?
I think it's monopoly.
I mean, I know so many people that have bought into it. They live by it. They've already been using it to make purchases and stuff like that. So they make it feel so real. They make it look like, oh, it's so real. But any moment, it could be gone. If the internet, if the lights went out tomorrow, what you gonna
Yeah.
do with it?
If Wi-Fi
Not a
goes
damn thing.
down, crypto goes down
It
with it.
it's a wrap. It's over. Okay. So
Yeah.
stick with things like if it's tangible and you can hold it in your hands, you can
Yeah.
see it, you can touch it. Those are the things that are, if everything ends, those are the things that are going to have value. One thing that stuck with me, I'm not Christian anymore, but that movie, The Book of Eli,
Oh
did you ever
yes.
see that with Denzel?
Yes, with
Okay.
Denzel. Yes.
How,
Classic.
how much actual currency was it? Those little packets of wet wipes. When
Yep.
people, I've talked to so many different people who watched that movie just like I did, and different things stuck out to them. The way that man was able to use, he pulled out, those look like they came from Red Lobster. When you go to Red Lobster or
Yeah.
a restaurant, they
Yeah,
give
when
you
you
the
can wipe
little,
your hands.
yeah, they give you the look so you can wipe
They
your
give you wet
hands.
wipes in a mint.
Bruh, he was using that to get food. He used it to get his little radio charged up. Some
Mm-hmm.
cotton picking wet wipes in the little paper, but because they
Yeah.
were something you could hold and a person could use it, that it
Yeah.
had so much more value than anything else. And women, so much more value. Men were still trading women for stuff. They were still
Yep.
using women to trap other men. I'm telling
Yep.
you, I don't do the crypto thing, baby. You
Yep.
get it
At
right,
the end
go
of
run
times,
you
we
some
rely
money.
on old faithful, the stuff that works and that has been
Absolutely.
working since the beginning of time. And even the old barter system, someone mentioned it in the other live stream. They were like, they asked me if me, I think it was a very smart gentleman. I believe he was in marketing. He was saying, he mentioned the old barter system. He was like, hey, I have something of value, which is knowledge and wisdom, and you have something of value, which is knowledge and wisdom. Let's trade. And I was like, of course we can trade. That's fair. That's one, it's
Look,
great for the network. And then two, we can literally help each other. And it wasn't a money thing. It was a knowledge thing, which is a very powerful exchange, anyways. So you're right when you say keep it ancient, keep it as old as time. Leave crypto alone and make it
For real,
tangible and
leave
real.
crypto alone with that. When it comes to how you're setting up your future, don't set your future up in the whimsy. Set your future up in the
In the
foundation that's
physical,
already been
yeah,
established and is weathered, the sands of time.
yeah.
Put your future in that. And
I'm
for me, as a
grateful for
massage
you.
therapist, oh, I'm grateful for you. You know what? It's funny. I've been on TikTok for a hot minute and I was searching for you. Because today I woke up this morning pumped up, like I said earlier, and I was like, oh, I wanna join in that young man's live again. So I was looking for you, and I ended up in everybody else's live, child. But I wasn't satisfied. I was like, nope, this ain't it. Nope, this ain't it. And
Yeah,
anytime I go in someone's live, I try to leave something for them. I give them a heart me and a bunch of likes because likes are
yeah,
free, and it
yep,
just takes a little time. I got the time. So I'll give anybody's live that I get into, I try to give them at least 1,000 likes before I leave. Because I do the 3-finger tap, baby. Because as a massage therapist,
yeah,
like my fingers, you,
yeah,
you know, I don't have the little machine thing. I hit them with the 3-finger tap. I put my phone down and just finger tap it till I get to 1,000. I'm like, all right, there you go. Boom, I'm out. And I feel
yeah.
like, I've added to their life, to their
It does.
situation for the day.
It
And
helps.
then yeah, I know it does because I do lives too, so I get it. Because I hate it when people come in the live and they're just sitting there enjoying, or I'm in the background of their life, and then they don't give any likes. I'm like, for real? That's how you feel? You just gonna be here?
Yeah,
But see, that's how it could be with your app, where people just use it and don't care if you are eating bologna cheese
yeah,
sandwiches
and
every damn day.
that part is
No,
that was the biggest part of the conversation when I was saying it was meant to be free. I made it to be free. They were saying the same thing you said. It was like, whoa, we got to stop the free talk. Let's just go ahead and end that
cut
right
that
now.
out.
Like, we got to stop the free talk. And then they were like, we want to prevent abuse, because remember, it's non-religious. It was never meant to be a religion. There was like, what if some minister buys it and now it's this spiritual
Right?
thing? And they were like, you don't want
Absolutely.
that. So you have to start to put the protections around it now. And I was like, whoa, remember, this is brand new. Whoa, I'm in brand new territory for the first time in my life. I never invented something before. And now that I have, I'm over here learning all that I can possibly learn about patents and invent and copyright law in America. So I'm over here like my mind is blown. Thank you so much for all the gifts, Frank. I appreciate that. I There's been gifts passed around. Thank you so much, BTA too. I appreciate all the corn and the flowers and the ice cream cones. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But no, Koi, as I'm learning all of this stuff, like I think I watched the last live stream. I was watching it
Mhm.
for probably the last 10 hours. 10 hours. I studied it for 10 hours. And I'm literally just taking notes. And I'm over here like, wait a second. I've I've been like getting such great responses and feedback that I didn't expect that. I don't know what to expect on any live streams because it's not scripted, it's unrehearsed, so it's all brand new information, and it takes me time to process things. And on this particular Friday, the intention was so clear. I was like, not only am I gonna go live, I'm gonna tell people. So when you ask, you're like, what are the rules? There has to be rules. And I was like, oh wait, I did just make some rules. So, but I've never said them before today, you know?
Yeah, say them again, please.
Oh, okay. So the rules are as long as I'm live streaming the chosen one condition report, it's free. So whenever I'm live, no matter if it's morning, noon, or night, you can always come in the room, even in the comments, and get a chosen one condition report for free. But it actually is a 3 times per day report, covers 8 hours, 8 hour cycle for the morning, noon, and night. And it's a super fan. So super fans get it 3 times per day, no matter if I'm going live or not in the $9.99 subscription. So if I'm not live every single day, you'll still get your 3 reports every single day forever, basically, for $9.99 per month. And those are the only rules.
Excellent.
which
I
means it's
like it.
not free anymore. Only on live
Yay.
streams. Only on live streams.
That is a wonderful. I like it so much.
Because I'm not
Excellent.
live every day.
You.
I try to go live for as long as I can. Like this morning, I'm gonna be live until this battery dies. That could be 2 hours from now, 2.5 hours, 3 hours, or whatever. And then that's when I start. Like I start my day working. So live streaming is a little bit of work. I'm easing into the day, and then I'll have this playing in the background, the replay, and then I'll literally start programming or start editing it and finishing up everything that I was meant to do this morning. I have a whole to-do list this weekend about this report. So you coming in here, I am one, grateful. Two, you're making sure that it's not going to get lost in translation. You're like, no, in 10 years, it's not going to be somebody else's. This is going to be yours still, ownership. Did you hear what happened to the girl with Dr. Pepper? She made this viral jingle right here on TikTok and everyone loves it. I mean, millions upon millions of views, and they're like, yeah, we're not gonna pay her.
I saw that.
And I love the song. In fact, I bought a case of Dr. Peppers, and I don't drink pop like that, but I haven't had Dr. Pepper in so long. I was like, I'm gonna make a root beer float, Dr. Pepper into vanilla ice cream, right? That's a classic.
Right.
And I got Dr. Pepper because of the jingle that she made. And when I heard the news that they won't endorse or sponsor her or offer her anything, actually, I was like, well, that's disappointing. She pretty much gave y'all brand free millions upon millions of views because of her song. And yeah, they pretty much
energy on the song. It wasn't even so much the song. It was her energy on the song. It was her. Like brown people, we tuned in, we saw her, we heard her voice. Oh, okay.
I want to see her on the commercial. It'll make me buy it.
Absolutely. Even though we shouldn't, because that's, all these sodas are some bullshnaggle. Just, pouring poison down your throat.
Yeah, I'd rather water.
For the sake of business, we're going to say we still wanted her family to receive some benefits. Some we need this generational wealth. They keep posting these videos about how if brown people all had life insurance policies or whatever, then less of us would be getting killed because it's all about the business, right?
Yeah.
This country is a business. It's always been a business. The church is a business. Religion is a business. Hospitals, medicine is a business. So when there's business involved, people care, they care all of a sudden. And I'm using my quoted fingers. They care. Quoted fingers. Yeah. But I'm saying it'll protect your life to some degree. So absolutely, that was very disappointing to me. But I'm saying I wish she had made that little jingle, and I'm sure she probably didn't even think, oh, nothing's gonna happen from this because who's paying attention to me? She put that energy on it, and that's what she got back from it.
Yeah, and it took off.
It, and it was fire, and she got nothing out of it, but they did. So you can't don't think like that. Absolutely not.
Yeah, and you know what? And TikTok is quick. You go viral immediately on TikTok. There's no way that you can plan to go viral necessarily, but I don't think she expected 100,000 views, let alone millions of millions. That is, no one can compute how viral she has gone. And to not, for nothing to come of it is marketing.
So disappointing. I'm sure it hurts her heart. I wish I knew her in person so I could hug her and be like, it's okay, baby. Don't let it drag you down. But now let it validate you that you are somebody. You have a talent and a skill.
You can build brands.
Your creativity.
She's a marketer now. I hope
she rises up from it. Maybe some other company will hire her and she'll actually get paid and help them to blow up. I hope something comes out of it.
Yeah, because the talent is undeniable, and that's what you're saying here. I'm literally receiving just all of the graciousness. I'm over here yes. Every deep breath I'm taking, I'm my heart's beating a little fast. I'm okay, yes, received. Yes, received. I will do right by this. I will honor my own invention and the legacy I'm going to create from it. I was talking to my mom. And when she realized that I invented something, she was like, okay, I know you up all night writing the plan, right? I was like, yes, I've been up all night writing Thank you, mom. So she's like, nope, we need to see it. Everyone's like, they want to like know how they can contribute because most creatives, one, we don't get the space to be in our creative flow very often because people don't really understand how sensitive it is to create something. Um,
Right.
I'm usually alone in creating. I'm never around anybody. Um, but it's a fragile concept to create anything.
Okay.
But now they're trying to
It is a
help and
sacrifice.
support in any
It is a
way.
sacrifice. For sure, it is a sacrifice to create. It is a sacrifice. Like meditation, like unless you're a part of some like yoga group or something, like
Hmm.
meditation is done alone. Most things, like we're born alone, we die alone, and
Hmm.
most of the what is it called, like people's eureka moments,
Oh yeah,
they're not in a big group in the heavens. They're at home or they're wherever, and they're alone. They're in their own mind, in their
yeah,
own spirit,
yeah.
thinking about something, mulling something over when they have that light bulb moment, that eureka moment. So absolutely, being creative is like, it's a labor of love.
It
Like,
is.
every woman, when you give birth to a baby, there could be a room full of people standing around you, but nobody is feeling that pain but you. It's
Oh
you and
yeah,
that baby, period.
yeah,
And these are lonely, I'm a mother. This is a
yeah,
very lonely, lonely moment, honey. Trust me.
yeah.
Other
It
people are like,
is.
oh God, when is this going to be over? Or I'm hungry. You're like, what? You can't think about a sandwich or nothing when that baby is coming out of you. It is
You
you
know what,
in that moment alone.
Koi?
Birthing a creation is the same.
I had an amazing experience because I have a lot of brothers and sisters, so I have a lot of nieces and nephews naturally, right? So I've been
Right?
a part of a lot of births, and as a man to say that, and I'm not a doctor, it's quite interesting that they would want me near, right? But I saw in real time, I saw the spirit leave the body before the baby was born and come back a new woman. Like maybe she was a girl before the birth, but she's a woman now. I feel like I saw that. Like I saw with my
Aw,
eyes and I felt it in my
don't
spirit. I
make
was
me
praying over the
cry.
room. I prayed over the room. I had like this protective I don't know what to call it, aura over the birthing center. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget that experience because I was like, this is divine. One, giving birth is divine by itself.
Absolutely.
It don't need any like it's already amazing. I can't really describe it. But seeing the spirit return in this woman as like a new like version of herself, like with enhancements basically, it was incredible. It was incredible. Childbirth is one of the most magnificent things in the universe. I will always
Absolutely,
say that.
especially for, absolutely it is for all of us living things, because we all had to go through it in one way or another to get here. So it
I
for real
saw a
is.
baby helping. Like babies are part of the birthing process too, even though sometimes they're not trying to come out. Um, they're just trying to stay. Some of them like, nah, I ain't ready yet. Give me an hour.
Right.
Give me like an hour or two, and then I'll be ready. But
Right,
just the
next
whole
week.
process was beautiful.
And I'm so glad you got to experience that. That is life changing for sure.
Yep, my oldest nephew had a son, so I became a great uncle earlier last year. I think last year around this time. And my mom was there. She became a great grandma. My sister became a grandmother, and I they wanted me there for that moment. They just wanted me there because I was at his birth. I was
Aw.
at his birth. I don't know, 23 years ago. I was in high school. I think. I think I was a senior in high school. My sister's older than me, so she was in college. She's like 5 years older than me or something like that. But all of that, like I didn't expect it. I didn't know I was gonna get that phone call. I didn't know I was gonna like a birth is important, but I'm a guy, so I don't to get hey, you're coming to the birth. Maybe the baby shower, and maybe even not even the baby shower. Actually, now that I think about it, but I was a part of everything. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Wow. My little brother, and I love him dearly. He was like, I'm 9 years older than him. So he's also like my baby too. 'Cause
Yeah.
I, I was a very hands-on big sister. So my brother was in the room with me while I was in labor. It was my mom, my brother, my sister, my three of my best friends. Well, actually four of them at
Wow.
one point. Because one of my best friends was a nurse at the hospital. So the other three were just in the room with me, and my best friend was coming in and out and checking on me and the baby. So while I was in labor, my brother came, and he came with his girlfriend, and he was 20 at that time. At
Wow.
one point, my brother just stood up all of a sudden because I was in labor for 28 and a half hours. My brother jumped up out of the chair, and he was like, I can't take this. I gotta go. And I was in so much pain. Like I saw him, I heard
Yeah.
him, but it sounded like his voice was like so far away, like way
Yeah.
down the road or something. And he was like yelling it at me, but I could barely hear him. Like I was in a windstorm or something. So
Yeah.
I couldn't say anything like, no, don't go. What I'm trying to care.
Yeah,
When
you in
is
pain at that
I was
point.
in so much pain. I was like, whatever. But I remember like seeing him and watching him leave and like wanting to say something. Like I felt like, oh no, don't go, brother. But oh
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. I
But
had to
yeah,
sneak
he
in
got
food.
overwhelmed. He was like, absolutely not, I'm out.
Yeah. So look, there's a certain part of the process that as a dude myself, there's a part of the process where I was like, there's nothing I can do. I can't soothe you. I can't fan you
No.
enough. I can't say it's okay. I can't squeeze your hand tight enough. It's beyond me at this point. This is between you and the creator because I
Right?
don't. I'm not you, and I can't help no more. Right? It's a certain point. I'm like, hey, listen, prayers. I'm praying. Okay, I could cover this room. I could cover you, but the hard part is yours.
Yeah, it is. But you know what? You talked about how you saw the spirit of the
I
young lady
did.
who gave
I
birth
thought it was
leave and
spirit
come back.
leave.
Well, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
That happened to you as well in that moment because it is life changing for real to
Yep,
witness the birth of a baby.
it
Yeah,
is.
you know, it really is for everyone involved, especially if you're there and you watch it happen. You leave with like this feeling of like awe, this
I'll never
heaviness, and
forget
this
it.
like, I'm sure not, honey. What?
I'll never forget it. And also
Never ever.
because of my family, like we're close knit like that. We're all like a few years apart. I think most of us are in our 30s now. Almost all of us. Some are creeping into the 40s, but the babies are so smart. I mean, they were born that way. I'm honor students, all of them. I'm like, how is this? Like, who did this? You know, it's truly beautiful to witness and to see.
It's a gift. But now you've got your brainchild, and we want you to take care of this baby. Okay?
I will. So
Absolutely.
look,
It's your
you
baby,
have
nobody
you
else.
have given me so much inspiration and motivation, Koi. I am. Let me tell you what positive. I think I made a video about positive affirmations. So people don't realize this, but words are they can be curses or they can be like empowerment. And yours are like so strong with empowerment and like your positive affirmations, they're so rich and strong. I'm over here like, yes, I am fully grateful. Let me go. I this is why I keep sending you all of these gifts because I'm grateful. I'm over here like,
This
wait,
for
what
you.
goes?
I was like, for you who? Me? Thank you.
Yeah. Like I think somebody was like they didn't realize that I can send gifts too.
Yeah, I
And
don't know. I'm trying to get back to my.
oh no,
Oh,
you
here we
remember
go.
the man? Do you remember the one man that came in here? He was like, "Yeah, they on zero." I was like, "Huh? What you talking about?" He was like, "Yeah, you can't let somebody on your panel be at zero." I was like, "What's zero?" And then he was like, "Let me show you." And then he just started dropping gifts. I was like, "Oh, that's what you're talking about." So when I went back and watched it, I was like, "Oh, that's what I got to do." Thank you so much. I was like, "Okay, well, I'm going to do that now." And I wasn't doing it before, but because of him, I started, and now I don't know how. Like I don't know how to do it per se, but it's like I will start and I
I
will
didn't know that
continue.
either. I didn't know you could do that when you were like, because when I go live, there's people I didn't know that I could give them gifts to. Well, thank you. See, you just enlightened me today. Help me out because I didn't know I
Yep.
could do that in my life.
I got taught how to light up someone's gallery. Thank you, Queen, for joining. Hey, Queen, I see all the symbols next to your name, Queen. Please join the panel. I can see very clearly how intuitive you are. I don't know if she can hear me, but I hope that she can. The people that are the most spiritual right here on TikTok, they let it be known. There is no shame.
Absolutely.
I love that because the internet has given us like this. I don't know if it's the space, but I remember when spirituality discussion. I remember before the internet, you had to have these meetups.
Yes.
You couldn't just have certain depth of conversation openly anywhere. And now that we get to do it in certain live streams, it actually warms my soul because it's safe places for this level of spirituality. And I
Before
haven't been to your live streams yet, but I'm over here like, wait a second, I gotta join yours.
humanity, we're a fickle lot. So I was in between hairdos. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I posted like a video or two with like my natural hair or whatever, but even my natural hair, it was in disarray. So I'm a, me, I'm a Leo. So hello,
Yep.
presentation is key, baby. So
Yeah.
I just did my hair yesterday. In fact, and it's funny, that's another reason I was on this morning because I have to get on and like feel it out and get amped up in order for me to go on and do a live. So I'm going to be going live at some point today because I
Yeah.
did my hair yesterday. It took me like a full like 18 hours to do it because I had to keep stopping and doing stuff. But I did my hair, so I feel better about my presentation. I'm like, yeah, I'll jump on. But I know some
Yeah.
of my followers are like, where is this heifer? I'm like, I'm sorry, guys. I had to pause for the cause.
No, that's actually amazing. I'm over here. I appreciate everything. You know, our hair is perfect. I've been telling. So one of my sisters, well, I think she's one of my younger sisters. She's a twin. She loves to rock her actual afro. Like she don't like to straighten it all the
Mm-hmm.
time. She'll rock her actual afro, like just how it is, because that's how her hair naturally is. And I'm always the brother. I'm like, hey, sis, hold on. First of all, you rocking the afro. I'm feeling that today. Like, you know what I'm saying? She don't do it all the time. But when she come with the afro, I'm always humbled. I'm like, hey, yo, that's the biggest afro. Like,
Oh,
she a woman. She got a lot of hair. And when she straighten
I
it, it's
am a
super
fan.
long.
I know our hair is so curly. That shrinkage be having people have
Oh,
us
yo, it
messed up. I'm
shrink
like, first
until
of
like
all,
how long it is when it's straightened versus in the afro. I'm like, hold on, that's two different hair. That's two different things right now.
right? And that's how my hair is. The only reason I'm a natural hair girly, so I've been rocking like a fro for a hot minute. But I also, because I'm me, I bleach my hair, so I'm a blonde. Thank you so much. But
Yeah.
I want to start my journey with dreads. So I've been letting it grow out. So I've got like 4 inches of blonde hair and then like 2 inches of new growth, which is my regular hair color, which at
Yeah.
this point in my life, is salt and pepper. So it
Yep.
looks crazy because you got the blonde and then you've got salt and pepper. So that's the only reason I'm like, oh, I had to do my hair. But normally, no, I've been natural probably for like 15 years now. I stopped doing
Yeah, all that.
perms and all that. Yeah, bump all
Yeah,
that.
all that. I
I've been
call it
natural.
chemicals.
They are chemicals. So I'm like, yeah, I've been done with that for a hot minute. And every now and then I'll get like a sew-in or something, for
Yeah,
events or just to spice it up. Cause I like to, what was that movie? Boomerang, where the what's his name, John, whatever the dad was like, you got to coordinate.
Yeah.
Coordinate. I like
Hey,
to
it's
coordinate.
raw when y'all match y'all hair with y'all outfits and your shoes and the
Hell yeah,
purse or the colors or the jacket. I'm like, listen, the
all of
uniqueness
that.
is so apparent. That's why I love my people.
Right,
We're
I
the
love us too, honey.
best
Love
at
us.
everything, apparently.
Pretty much. Real
Um,
talk, true story. I feel like, people talk about masters of the universe. We're the masters of the universe. I mean, all of us,
I see
humanity,
it.
period. Doesn't matter the color of your skin, but
Yeah.
melanated people, we have something different. I didn't make it, so people can't get mad at me. I'm like, look here, I didn't make the rules. I'm just pointing it out.
I see it all the time. Like some people, they talk about their algorithms, and right now there's this huge thing across all social media platforms where people didn't realize that they can reset their algorithms. And I had that conversation the other day. I was like, I've never had to reset my algorithm because I'm a creator. So I look at other creatives. I look at people who have meditation live streams that they help people sleep. I look at therapists who are helping people get through generational trauma. So I was like, my algorithm is full of light workers, in my own opinion. The people that I subscribe to and follow, they're actually doing pretty wonderful things. I wish that I can consume more of their content, but I'm always busy like working on my stuff. But whenever I get a chance to support, I'm just like you. I go in the room, 1,000 likes, 2,000 likes. I'm dropping gifts, comments. I'm sharing the stream to certain engagement lives just to see other people come into the room. And then I leave like, did my due diligence for the day. I just seasoned them with some graciousness, and now I'm into the world doing what I do. But I appreciate how creative we all are and how unique we all are. Even right here on TikTok. I love TikTok the most because we
I
get to
do
see it
too.
live.
Yes, and I what I love the most about TikTok is that on TikTok you get to see regular human beings just being,
Yep.
whereas on Instagram you're seeing a lot of human beings, but a lot of them
They're in their
have
glory.
tuned into they're in their glory, but they've tuned into what other people are doing. They're really scrappling for the likes and the share, not likes,
Yeah.
but the
And it's not
shares,
original.
and it's not original. And a lot of them they base themselves off of what they've seen somebody else do specifically, and you can tell. And I'm like, oh, that's so disappointing, because everyone has individuality. Like, why do you want to look like that's like when you go to not that too many people go to malls anymore, but that's like when you go to the mall and like every girl you look at has on what seems to be the same damn outfit. I'm like, how
Yeah, the
many
same
of these?
shoes or brand of shoe that's popular right now, the same coat that
Right,
everyone else
those
is.
tights,
Yep.
the Amazon tights or the
Yep.
whatever. I'm like, girl, I can see your hopes and dreams in those. Like,
Yep.
why do you have to show every inch and crevice and wrinkle,
And
dimple
we're
in your butt
unique.
cheek?
And people are running away from their own individuality to try to fit in when it's like, you don't need I think I was just saying this the other day. I was like, it doesn't matter what I wear, I look good in it. The brand does not
Absolutely, because you
matter.
feel good in it. The brand doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
I was like, the brand
Most of
doesn't
my
matter. How much it costs
signature
doesn't matter. How about I look
and
presentable and I don't look crazy like I'm living outside? That's the only thing that really matters. And people
Oh,
get
but
so
no, that's
hyper
the style
focused
with
on
a
it.
lot of rich people, these are wealthy people these days. They look homeless. I'm like, you
Yep.
spent $1,000 on a pair
To
of
look
jeans with
to,
holes and rips in them. You could have went to the Salvation Army and got some pants that look better than this with rips and holes in it for $3, but you spent 1,000 just because
yep.
it has the name whoever designer on it. Cut it out.
Yeah, you know what's
Cut it out.
interesting? What I found is the more that I've earned, even in my own life, the more I've tried to look normal. Like I was told a couple years back, especially when I was living in New York. I think what was that
Ooh,
2024
New
is when I
York.
sold that property. Yep, I was in New York for like 3 years. I went there literally to become a landlord, and I did that, and I didn't like the experience because remember, post COVID, the moratorium was still up, and tenants didn't have to pay. keep in mind, in my life in Ascension, I'm like, oh, I'm about to be a landlord. I'm gonna get wealthier, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
Quite the humbling, okay? The humbling. Not just as a landlord, but it was humbling because of what people were going through at that time in their lives. And I knew that information. I had to be diligent and responsible, right? Not judging. It's like, hey, I work at Family Dollar. This is how much I get paid. I can't pay you no more if I don't pick up 20 extra hours or a whole second job. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. So when you applied, you put this amount of income and the rent is this much, but you've been making this much for how long? Like, I don't know what to do with that information other than to say, you signed up for this price. I ain't know you couldn't afford it. You knew you couldn't afford it, but I didn't know. If you would have been honest, we wouldn't have this situation. But my point is, I had to accept like 60% less than what I was charging for rent from one of my tenants, and I could afford the property regardless of if I had tenants or not. So the humbling part was I was knowing individual circumstances that I would have never been privy to without ever being a landlord, and some of it was discouraging, some of it was disheartening, and it was my first time ever going through that in my life. And it made me drive different cars. I was buying luxury cars at the time. I was like, you know what? I'm doing so good, right? These days, I'm on a total opposite spectrum. I was like, I want to be as close to normal and regular as humanly possible, as at least outwardly, because I don't want to. It's a humbling thing because you know that Leo pride. It's easy for us to be. It's easy. It's so easy to gloat or to brag or to show off. Anyone can do it. It's so easy to be in your ego. But I learned in my experiences, I experienced ego death or ego unaliving because of other people's scenarios that I was a part of, and being responsible as a landlord. It hurt because one of my tenants was older. It was an older gentleman and a younger lady, and they both were going through the exact same thing. You know, the older you get, the jobs don't pay that well. I didn't know that. I found out that they get like fixed incomes and stuff like that. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
How you eating? You spending all this money on rent, but like, you got to eat. You talking about rent, you got to eat. And like stuff like that, that was never a thought in my mind before. Now it's a part of who I am as a person. Now I look at humanity a little bit different. And it's all been so humbling. Like my creative journey has been, it's been humbling because I didn't know that everyone was not striving. Some of us are truly, truly surviving hour to hour, minute to minute, maybe. And it's not so easy to survive. I didn't realize that until New York taught me. Those 3 years were some of my transformative adult years in New York, and it made me move back to my hometown, Chicago, because I could do it. At least if I'm gonna have humility and learn humility, I'd rather learn it in my hometown than in a foreign place. In my hometown, nothing escapes me. I know everything going on in this great and sometimes not so great city. And my goal is to do the same thing I've achieved elsewhere in my own city, because I left the city to achieve. And I did those things. And now I'm back in the city, and it's a humbling experience all over again. Because my friends graduated college, and think about where some of them work. They're managers of Subways and Target and like some of these places. And we had bigger dreams than that for ourselves. But life works mysteriously, and it humbled all of us. We thought that we got scammed with degrees. With degrees, think about that. Isn't that crazy? Like 20 years ago, we were graduating high school, hopeful. Yeah, we're gonna do this and this and that. And 20 years later, it's like, look, this is the best I did right here at this period, and I'm just trying to hold on to this. And for some of us, it's like we have degrees from great schools and did nothing with them.
Well, because they pitch a lie. They pitch a lie. And back then, 10, 15, 20 years ago and beyond, it was easier to pitch that lie because it seemed like to everybody like, oh, the people, they went to Harvard or they went to,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Howard or,
Yep.
wherever.
They were naming the schools
FSU.
too.
Yeah, and they're doing so great, whatever. But now we all know, like, you could be fresh out, and be doing fresh out of jail. You could be
Yeah.
fresh out and do better than a lot of people because these student loans are busting people across the head. First of all,
Yeah.
the student loans, and then having to pay your dues in the corporate world or
Yep.
whatever world you went and got your degree to be in, you are basically going to be broke for a hot minute before you start breaking
Yeah.
even on your life. Like,
So
I have family members in the medical and in the law fields, and oh my god, it was so crazy how much money they spent on the schooling and how broke they were for at least a good 10 years.
Yeah.
Yes, after they got out, before, so they don't start like really balling or even being close to that until they're in their 50s.
50s. I was just about to say that until
Yep.
50 something.
Yep, but they don't tell you that in
They
college.
didn't tell us
They're
that
like, "Oh,
part.
you're
They
gonna
kept
be-"
that a
because it's
they
a
kept that a
business.
secret.
It's a business. So they want you in school. They don't care what you do after you leave the school. They don't care if you survive or not. Run them their money right then. Get those loans, because when you get the loans, okay, the school got paid. The school made their money. Now it's the loan companies that are be coming after you, talking about we're gonna garnish this and take that. You be like, take what? I
met
barely
an
have
older
any,
woman.
but,
I think she was 70. She was in her 70s. She was doing my mortgage at my brokerage. I bought all my properties through them, so we have like a real relationship over the last like 15 years of my life. And she was like, "Honey, you're still young, so like you in your 30s, you're gonna buy more properties, you're gonna get wealthier and all that fun stuff." She was like, "Imagine paying student loans for 30 years. How you think I feel? And they're not paid off." And she was like, "So you wanting to buy properties and then fix them up and flip them so you can hurry up and get up out of it?" She was like, "I'm gonna tell you, take your time, because it's been 30 some years and I'm still paying." And she was like, she don't feel broke per se, but she said it's been quite the journey. 3 decades of student loans. You know how much interest? You know how much money she just, I ain't gonna say wasted, because, well, to we all know it's a waste at a certain point.
it is a waste.
At a certain point, but it's like,
No,
what
it's
she
a
could have
waste
done with
because
that
that's
money in
just
the last 30
imaginary
years.
rules. It's imaginary rules. This is how I look at it. If you think about it, it's imaginary rules that a bunch of people who probably never paid student loans or anything, their parents paid for it out of pocket, they kept it moving. These people make up these rules for everybody else to follow. They have never gone hungry, never, even had to worry about how I'm going to get to work or my kids going to eat. Never. These are the people who are making up these rules, and they're just rules, just fake ass rules.
They're not even real.
Words. They're not even real, and they put these on paper though, and then it becomes real. That 2.958%. When you're in high school, you don't know anything about that. You in college, you're just like, oh, well, everybody else is doing it. So you just
6% sound like a low number until you pay it for 30 years.
You're like, oh, it's only 6. Because you're young,
6% for 30 years, you broke it and broke
child, and then you gotta. Yeah, it's a learning experience. I love though the fact that social media, the internet is here, because now these younger kids are getting to see really why their parents ended up the way they ended up, or their grandparents. They're seeing the game. They're seeing it in real time. And they're learning, and that's why I think America is so conservative, because it's just steeped in Christianity, really. They kept it on the low. They kept it religious. Oh, be good and do this, and your reward is in heaven, not here on earth anyway. So don't worry about it that you're broke and we're using you as slaves, because you're going to get your reward later.
We're cattle. We're just cattle.
I'm
we're being
not,
farmed
and you aren't
for
either,
effort,
apparently.
For money. No, we are really being farmed in America. Like, we've been indoctrinated to
I don't
just
claim that.
servitude. Me either. I'm on a whole other side of it. I'm like, listen,
A whole other side, bro.
I'd rather be on the creator side, because at least on the creator side, the benefits, and on the business side of things, the benefits seem to be limitless. But on the consumption side, the consumer side, I understand why they're essentially being treated as cattle, because the thought hadn't occurred to them yet that it's a rigged system, that it's not real, it's fictitious. And I think they said in America, only 15% of the entire population will ever be business owners ever in their lives, which is a very small percentage of people. And that 15% is the wealth of the world, essentially.
Yeah.
So everyone should want to be in the 15% and not, the other 85. But most people
But
don't.
the truth is hidden from them. They keep us also distracted with crazy stuff, and what do they call it? Flash in the pan things that seem so big, bright, and shiny. Like, if you weren't paying attention, you were following Diddy's trials, you would have missed the Epstein files. You would have missed, the even ICE coming. You would have missed that if you would have
missed the whole thing. You'd have been too locked into what the diddler had going on.
Right. And before the diddler, it was Bill Cosby, and before that was R. Kelly. They always had something to keep us distracted from what they were doing. So it's I don't fault people for not, because at one point I was a part of that too.
I remember when it was me closed.
Too. Yeah, so I don't hate on them. I'm like, 2 seconds ago that was me. I'm very grateful though to my life path, for my alignment, for spirit's I guess plan for my life or whatever. Because I'm out. Excuse me. I'm out of the matrix, and in getting further and further out every day. I'm very appreciative. And people like you who are open, and I feel like who are being born outside of the matrix, can see and look at you with this app and what you've developed. That is a very outside of the matrix thing. This app, this whole train of thought that you're in.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. Absolutely. That was the thought. The thought the entire time was, what could I do to help someone like me, because I needed the help. So I thought about me first. I was like, how can I put myself first in this? I'm going to go first as a pioneer. It has to help me. At first, when I was building it, it was failing. The program fails when you put it through like the testers and stuff. It can fail, just like it can like succeed. It can fail. It failed a lot of times, and I kept going, stayed up all night, kept going. And when it finally worked, and I read the very first report, I was like, wait a minute. I just learned something about myself. Is this real? And I was trying to not have bias, because it was me on me. So when I started going live and talking about it, now there's no bias, because now I'm talking to other people. And remember, every report is its own. So I don't even know what it's going to say. So there is no bias. At first I was like, I can't align with it because it's about me. And I know myself. I've done a lot of inner work. I've read a lot. I was in therapy for a year. I was just trying to work on me. And everything that I found out about myself is like, no, just believe in yourself and go forward in your path. Stop telling yourself you can't. Stop saying you're not worthy when nothing is stopping you from being worthy. Just do it. And once I got over that part and I put it into the universe, now I'm getting live feedback with no bias. Like, there was one guy who he didn't even believe. He was like, it's not real. I was like, you can read the report yourself and you'll see how real it is. He was like, yeah, but how are you getting it? And when I told him science, when I told him math, then he was like, oh, wait, so it has nothing to do with religion. I was like, well, no. Was religion ever mentioned, actually? He was like, well, no. And I was like, exactly. So I was like, he was being apprehensive and projecting fear that didn't even exist. And when we got through the report, he was like, oh, man, that's so accurate. how does it know? I was like, well, that's why it's so good, because of how accurate it is. And when I mention stuff like the cosmos, the stars, the sun and the moon, when I mention stuff like the constellations, math, the planets and where they are, where the moon is in the sky, what time it is, he was like, wait a second, that's pretty brilliant. Of course. And I was trying to tell people, like, there's a lot of smart people on TikTok. There's a lot of wealthy people on TikTok as well. A lot of business owners. And when they joined the rooms and they were talking about it, even to me in their feedback, they were like, wait a second, do you actually know what you built here? And I'm like, huh? Well, no, it's just to help me. And I'll say that stuff. And they're like, no. Whenever you're helping somebody, this is deeper than it's deeper than money. We're talking about like consciousness, and then people are talking about psychology and how it's therapeutic. Therapists were talking about how it's therapeutic. I was like, wait a minute. I didn't think that, but I'm not a therapist. So it wasn't for me to think about therapy. You know what I'm saying? So a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you. I've been him 6. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. So that's what I mean, Koi, when I say like a lot of the things that are like expressed here on the live stream, this is brand new information for me. I've never heard it before. It's not like I talk to people outside of the live stream. I don't really talk about the tool. I'm busy alone building it, upgrading it. I talk to lawyers now. I talk to attorneys and patent lawyers and stuff like that about it now. But outside of that, I don't just, it's brand new still. This is very much the beginning stages.
This is such a beautiful and wonderful journey that you're on right now. I'm so happy for you. But I don't want to, because you and I feel like you and I we could talk all day, child.
Easily.
I don't want to hold up.
Easily.
Well, not hold up. Right? Easily. But I know there's so many people that need to hear from you. They need to utilize what your invention. Ooh, isn't that so hot to say? Oh, my invention.
A lot. I'm still getting used to trying to say
it. Say it again.
My invention.
That's right.
I'm still grasping with the fact. Since it was first told, they're like, no, you invented something. I was like, what? I wouldn't say that. They're like, no, you made something that didn't exist. That's an invention. I was like, oh, well, I invented something. And they're like, nope, you got to own it. You got to own it. And I'm owning it in real time. So if you hear me like a little bit apprehensive, this is me authentically, because none of that was thought about when I was making it. I was happily making it, trying to learn about myself, and I wanted it to work. I was like, print a receipt. I was like, people need proof of it so that they don't have to take notes and try to remember it. I was like, print a receipt. And I was trying to make it print a receipt, and it didn't do it. It just kept failing. I was like, what am I doing wrong? Keep in mind, remember, Koi, I've never done this before either. So not only have I never invented something before, I've never created something from nothing that's never been made before either. So I'm over here like, wait a minute, how do I make it print? I didn't know how. And I kept trying. And then when it printed, I was like, oh, it works. This gonna help somebody. My only thought was, this is gonna help somebody. Yeah, that's how I felt. I was like, it's alive. Like, I was like, this is really gonna help somebody. Like this morning, I woke up to a woman telling me that she was grateful. She was giving me my flowers in the DM, and she was saying, she was an older woman. She's like my mom's age. I think she's in her 60s, and she wanted her report. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna send it to you. You asked for it. I'm just gonna send it. So when you came in here, this was minutes before I went live. Let's say like 8 minutes before I went live. I don't get my TikTok notifications. They're broken because I have like a lot of followers and I get a lot of notifications from TikTok. So I don't actually get them until I open the app. So I send her report. And you know what you said when you first came in the room? you were like, what are the rules? I don't know how
Yeah.
you knew to ask that, or like how you were able to even say that, but there were no rules. I've been sending this to people's DM when they ask, and I was like, wait a second, I have something here that's valuable because people keep requesting it, and I didn't want to. Remember, you said we don't want a starving artist here. I was like, I don't want to charge. I don't want to like block it. I don't want people to not know about themselves. And I was like, yeah, but I have to eat too. If fair is
Right,
fair.
that part.
Fair is fair. So I was like, okay, anyone that has joined my live streams like before any of the rules created, y'all the OGs. So you're here at the beginning. So y'all get to get any benefit. Y'all are shaping it. Y'all are the reason it's a thing, because without your engagement and participation, I don't think I have anything. So for me, it's combined with the engagement. You guys are the tool. The tool is nothing without the engagers, without the people wanting it, needing it, or requesting it. So to me, I needed every single one of you guys. Your feedback helped me make the tool better. Because on Christmas Day, the tool was, if you look at the demo, it is, to me, it's trash to me. Even though it's my baby, it's so bad. It wasn't as good as it is today. A month ago, it was terrible. So I'm imagining 2 months from now, 3 months from now, a year from now, how great it'll even be beyond version 1. Scary. It's scary.
It's not scary. It's beautiful, and you might feel like a little like nervousness or whatever, but don't say scary. It's not scary. It's so great. I know I'm not in it. You're in it. But even to me, like I understand like the little chills and shivers that you get sometimes thinking about the possibilities. I feel like it's going to blow your mind and be way more than what you've even imagined, which is a beautiful thing. And you don't have to be worried about it, because it's your brainchild. So you're going to grow with it as it grows. Like, that's everybody's story. Like even the dude what was the boy's name? Steve Jobs or whatever, right? He invented the computer in the garage with his homeboys. They had no idea.
They had no clue that it'll be phones now, and computers, and tablets, and watches.
Right? All of these things.
And
but
glasses.
You grow with your invention. So it's going to be okay. You're going to learn together. We all learn. I remember there was one point in my life I was working at a theme park, a really popular theme park. And I went into the entertainment department. I auditioned to get the job, as well as filling out the application, whatever. So I was super nervous. I was just graduated from high school not that long before, maybe like less than a year. And then I'm working at this theme park, and I had to audition, but I grew up, singing in church and acting in, the Christmas plays and, being a part of my high school choir. So I was used to performing, but for friends and family, peoples that I knew. Yeah. So this was a whole new thing. And I was so nervous. I was so scared, but I did it. So the first role I got inside the park was I had to read a script. I had to pretend to be a character. Now that was new for me. So I was like, holy crap. I was so scared. Even during the training process, I was so nervous. I think I vomited the first day, and I wasn't even, performing it I was still in front of the crowds. I was still like just training. I was so just to even perform in front of my other coworkers, the peers. I was so nervous, but then like a month later, oh my God, I could have did that shit in my sleep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and not only could I have done it in my sleep, because I was so young, I had just started partying and stuff. I definitely did it tipsy, then a mug. You hear me?
Yeah.
Tipsy, hungover, everything. And it was like breathing. It was so easy.
It became natural to you. Like, wait a minute, what was I scared of?
Yeah, what was I ever scared about? Like, why was I so scared before? So anything, you get used to it, you'll grow, you'll change, and it'll be a beautiful thing before you know it. It'll be like just breathing.
That's why I'm
Let me see.
appreciative for you, because on the live streams, like I was an introvert because I'm busy creating all the time. I'm always working on something. I'm always writing, thinking, and I'm always alone when I do it. So like when I first told my sister or my mom, they were like, "Wait, so you like invented something like it never was made before, like there's no examples?" I was like, "No, there's no examples." They was like, "Wait a minute, like we might have to, like, how can we support you?" The only question was, what can we do? Is there anything that we can do? There's like, can we point you in the right direction? You need like help with something? I was like, well, not help with like the coding part, but like feedback, tell people, share it with people. They was like, okay. So they just been sharing it, sharing it, sharing it. Like I'm not on Facebook, like as a person, but my brand is on like a couple of different platforms. So they share it on Instagram. I don't even use Instagram. They share it on Facebook. I don't have that app on my phone. I just like, to me, Facebook came out when I was a kid, so I don't like it, I guess. So like Facebook is kind of old to me, but they're sharing it to family and friends on there, and they're giving me feedback. So I'm like, look, I'm appreciative of every thought on it, and now I'm just trying to go in this direction as far and as fast and as best as I can, because the goal was to
Will
help
say
me,
to you,
and now it's to help
I will say to
anyone.
you, I will say to you in this moment that don't sleep on Facebook, because, like, people over 40 are people with, like we were talking about, people start make money like for real when they're in their
Yeah,
50s. Well, the 50
yeah,
year olds are on Facebook, baby. Okay.
yeah, they
There's
are.
some 50-year-olds and stuff that are on Instagram or whatever, but not like Facebook. Facebook
Yeah.
is for the grown folks.
You know,
So you
Facebook
need the
still
grown folks.
has the most users and the most of all the platforms. Facebook is truly number one. I know TikTok is popular, but Facebook has been here. They've been regulated by Congress. You know what I mean? Like Zuckerberg he had to face Congress. So like
Wow.
they've been around. Facebook been around for 20 years. I it's close to it.
Yeah. It's
So
been
they're,
on
they're
for a
still the
while
OGs
because it
of
was
it. Hey, Happy
MySpace
Dilmer.
first. Say what?
Good morning, Happy Dilmer. Welcome, welcome.
Oh.
Yeah, he's it says he got the number 3 viewer badge. He's saying good morning. Good morning. How are you? Welcome to the Chosen One frequency. I know that they hearing us talking. We just chilling right now. We just chilling. We chilling. Feel free to join the panel. Follow the prompt if you want your Chosen One condition report. All you have to do is tell me your birthday. That's it. Tell me your birthday and like the stream a bunch of times. I don't know if he's still here. Let me look. It says, so look, the stream for me on my side, it goes by so fast because people scroll on lives. So it says they joined, they didn't join, they left. Like it kind of
Yeah.
just shows all of that stuff. That's why I don't look at the phone that much, because it's busy. It's busy. Plus more reposted the live. Thank you, Plus more. Thank you. Thank you. I love the shares. Thank you so much. Happy Dillmore, how are you? Good morning. Let me see if I can. Oh, I don't know if he's. I don't know. I think they're scrolling the lives. That's why I don't pay attention to it too much.
Yeah,
Because
it can
I
be
have
real
no
easy.
idea who's in the room. Because once I click on that, then I can't acknowledge anyone else once I start to do that. So it's like, I wish they have a computer app for streaming. Have you used it yet? The TikTok Studio for the computer.
No.
It's I'm not gonna. It's not as good as the phone. Nothing's gonna be as easy to use as the phone. But the computer version, I've tried it 2 or 3 times. It's a work in progress. It's brand new. They just released it not that long ago, and you have to be invited to it to even use it or to even receive it. So it's its own process, but it is pretty good. It's just you got to buy extra stuff if your phone doesn't have a computer built in. I mean, a camera built in. and it's more tech savvy and stream savvy, which is harder than to just press a button on your phone.
Oh, see, I'm not computer savvy like you are. And if I have an iPad, I have a laptop, I have my phone. I don't believe my iPad. I mean, if it's still charged, that would be a miracle because I can't remember the last time I plugged it in. And my son is on the laptop more than I am.
Like, it doesn't have a charger. I use like the all the phones now have the magnet case, and you can charge it with the magnet because the charger port is broken. And I don't stream from my other phone because that's where the program lives. I like develop apps from my phone too sometimes because it's easier than lugging a computer around. It's like I'll just have two phones then. So like them using the computer version, I get why the computers are necessary, but the phone app is so easy to press a button and go live. Most people don't even know all the features on the phone app. So think about how complex the computer would be. When the phone is like, most of us don't even know how to do all the things on the phone.
Yeah, I don't have the time. Like my brain width is for receiving messages from spirit, from learning recipes, from remembering what essential oil does what herbs do what. Like,
oh wait, what is your favorite? Because that's what I wanted to ask you. Because the last stream you dropped some gems. I don't know if you realized it, but you dropped some, like, I call it liquid gold, like actual gems. And you were talking about some of the herbs and like some of the benefits, and then you mentioned like about not just the essential oils, because this stuff is natural in the earth. So like you've been using this stuff for a long time. So like how do you know all the benefits of the crystals? Because you gotta have it stored in your brain somewhere.
I know, right? And I'm amazed and surprised, just like people that I talk to, because sometimes I don't know if I'm remembering from when I read it or if spirit is giving me the information in the moment or helping me recall it in the moment. Because for me, I don't actively think about that. But it's so crazy if someone's like, oh, I bought a blah, blah, blah. I bought a piece of obsidian. And I'm like, oh, yeah, obsidian, blocks negativity. Like, I'll just rattle stuff off. And I'm like, in my mind, though, I don't say it to the people. But in my mind, I'll be like, oh, dang, girl, you remember that? Look at you. I'm surprised, too. I'm like, oh, okay. So, I don't know. I'm grateful because if you asked me what I did last week, child, I'd have to sit back and be like, let me look at my calendar, girl. I don't know. What did I do? What did I do last week? But then if someone's like, oh, I'm having a problem in my traps, or I've got sciatic pain, and I'm like, oh, let me guess, it's shooting through this muscle, whatever. I don't even know how I remember all the bones and muscles. Like I went through, massage school and all that, and I wrote, did all the note cards and wrote charts and, did all those things. But that was in 2009 and 2010. So it's always surprising to me when someone says, oh, my pain is right here. I'd be like, oh, that's in the muscle soleus, which is underneath gastrocnemius. And I'll be like, ooh, look at that brain in action. Dug that shit up.
So you've been healing for decades?
Oh, I've been massaging since I was 12 years old. Before I even knew what bones, muscles, anything. My mother recognized my gift and just started loaning me out to cousins and aunties and stuff. I had two. Yeah, but for real, like I was 13 and two of my grown cousins, which I thought were my aunts because they were my mom's age. I didn't get the concept of, cousins are cousins, second, third, fourth removed. Yeah. I didn't get that. So I thought they were my aunts. They were in a car accident. And my mom had been telling the people in her church, oh, Keisha massages me. And, I just said my real name. But anyway, she massages me and it's so great. And So they were like, oh, they went to, they were in a car accident. So they had, for their insurance, they had to go to real massage therapists and real chiropractors or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But my mom told them that I was good at it. So in between them going to the real people, they were like, oh, can you come over, baby, and just rub my back for me? Auntie, cousin's
Yeah.
back is hurting, whatever. I was like, okay. And they were like, I'll give you, $5 and
Yeah.
a cheesecake. I was like, ooh, a cheesecake and
Yeah. I
$5.
cook for
Let's
you.
do it. Oh my God. My cousins and aunties abuse the shit out of me. You hear me? My one cousin in particular, I would massage her on average like 3 hours, and she would give me a plate of chocolate chip cookies and maybe $5. But I would massage her for literally 3 hours. Like she'd be watching Days of Our Lives.
Yeah.
I remember that because I'd be watching the soap opera with her. I'd be like, oh no, he did it, while I'm massaging her. 2-3 hours, okay? And so it just went from there. My family members talked about, oh, she rubs so good, you should have her rub your feet, or whatever. And when I was 19, I was in church one day, and one of my godmom, I was sitting next to her, and she was a massage therapist, but I didn't really talk to her about her job or nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
who cared? I didn't care. She was like, oh, my hip is hurting. She was like, oh, it hurts so bad. She was rubbing her hip, but in wide circles. And I just took my hand, I took 2 fingers, and I rubbed down her thigh, and I just felt where the spot was. So I pressed right there and I held it. And she was looking at me. We're sitting in church. So she was looking, at me, and she was like, how did you know to stop right there? And I just looked over at her and I was like, I don't know. I just felt it. And then I'm listening to the pastor. I'm just pressing her thigh though with my 2 fingers, pressing that spot until I felt it release, let go. And then I just rubbed it real fast. And she was like, how did you know to rub it real fast once you felt it go away? And I was like, girl, I don't know. She gonna get us in trouble. And then after church service, she was like, you have the gift. I was like, girl, what gift? She was like, you have the gift. Have you ever thought about being a massage therapist? And I was like, no, that's for white people in movies. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And she just left it alone. After I said that, she just left it alone. She didn't ask me any more about it. And so it wasn't until I was 19 when that happened. It wasn't until I was 30. And I kept massaging people off and on, but not for money, just like, oh, my arm's hurting, whatever. And so I'd help out because, like you, I have a great big golden heart, and I just wanted to help people.
Just wanted to help.
And it didn't even, just wanted to help. And it didn't even occur. Whatever they offered me, that
was good enough.
Oh, here's the chicken. Here's the, I was fine with that. I was like, oh, thank you so much. Because I didn't really know the value of what I was doing. I didn't know what it was. So I thought it was so cool. I was getting some free stuff. I was like, yeah, right on. But after I worked in corporate America for 3 years, after I had my son at 29, I was like, oh, this is not for me. The money was for me, but not the actions to get the money. I was like, nah. So then I went to school for massage, and now I know. So that was from like 2009 until present day. So I've known all these years what my gifts, some of my gifts actually are, and they are of value. And I'm like, wow, word.
Yeah. Wow.
But thank you so much for that compliment, because I don't think about it. I'm just, information is free to give, but it is so valuable to receive. And it's like, I just love doing that for people, but I also do charge. Get it together. And those cousins that used me when I was younger, how about some of them are still my clients to this day, and they always pay full price. Whatever I charge, they pay it because they know good and time well. Yeah, 3 hours for some chocolate chip cookies. I know you lying.
Hey,
that's all the money.
Hey, listen. When you first said that, I was like, I don't know. That sounds good though. I bet you that was good though. So I'm over here like, hey, listen. That's a fair trade, because it's times that I do things, and like my family and friends, they kind of know like we always gonna eat good. So they're like, oh man, I'm making this, or I ordered this, or we gonna make sure we get this catered. I'm like, oh man, that's how you get me there. Sure, I'll be there. Because we're gonna eat. Like, otherwise I could just stay home. I could order my own food. Like, what? So like sometimes that is a great exchange, but no, the monetary value, it is very important. Do you also like, because I remember you mentioned aromatherapy, and that's how you know all of the different scents and the fragrances and their healing powers too. Like when did you like was that
Oh,
always a
there's
part of
so
it
much.
or
Yeah, you know it's crazy. When I was a little girl, I used to ask my mom to save the little slivers of soap. You know, when you buy bars of soap, because back then we didn't have all these shower gels and stuff like we have today.
yeah?
So back then it was what, Irish Spring, Dove.
It wasn't that many. It wasn't that many.
It
It was
wasn't that
only a
many,
handful.
only a handful. So when we would get down to like where you couldn't even, like, if you used a washcloth, they would break apart
It'll
into
break.
little bitty
Yep.
pieces. Yeah,
Yep.
I would ask my mom, like, save all those little pieces for me. And my mom would, just because, I'm me, so I'm the oldest. So she was like, sure, baby. So my mom would save all those little pieces of soap. And I didn't know what I was going to do with them, but I would get like a pot of water and put it on the stove. And mind you, I was like 9, 10, 11. I would mix them with hot water and like just see, like, just I was always mixing up stuff around the house and in the kitchen, whatever. I was always mixing up stuff, and I would go by smell.
Yeah.
Like if it smelled good to me, if it made me feel like, ooh, that smells so good, or if I was like, no, it
Yeah.
started then as a little kid. So I think I've always been into it. And they tell you, like when you're little, that's why I pay so much attention to my son, like what he's been into since he was a little kid, because it gives you kind of an indication of what you're going to be into as an adult to some
Yeah.
degree. Because I can look back on my own life and see that, I was always magical. I was always, for lack of better terms, a kitchen witch, because I love cooking and I love herbs, and I know like the different, like if my family, like my mom would work a lot, my brother and sister were in sports, and based on the weather outside, I'd be like, oh, today is a chilly day.
Yeah.
And it would always be so perfect for my family. They would be like, oh, thank you so much. This hits the spot, or this is just what I need, or I thought about this earlier today. All of those things has led me to be the mom, the mother, the woman that I am today, the therapist also that I am today.
So did you go to
So I don't know, it's been
traditional
a lifetime.
schooling for it, or did you just learn it
Yes,
like?
child, $32,000 student loans. I absolutely did.
So that means so you knew about what I'm trying to think of the book Anatomy and Physiology, right?
Yes. Oh, I still have it. I have that book. I know there's others, but the main one that they use, it's on my sofa right now, because as a therapist, you're always learning.
Yeah.
First of all, we have to take continuing education classes every 2 years, just like nurses and doctors and stuff do. We
Mm-hmm.
have to pay for those classes and report them to the state that we're working in,
Yeah.
to the Department of Health. So I'm always learning. And, people come at you with different energies. So being a massage therapist, they're the hippies that I love, because I consider myself a hippie, but I also like to go between both worlds. So there's lots of the more medical therapists, the people who work for the
Yeah.
chiropractors, or they are dual, where they became physical therapists, which now requires a doctorate, whereas before you got grandfathered in, but
Yep.
now it's a doctorate. So people who are physical therapists are actually doctor whoever. Now I
Yeah.
have to work with some of those people sometimes, and they're very technical. They're all about the terminology, so you have
Yep.
to know what this and that is called. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So you know about it from a lot of different angles, because I'm as I'm listening to you, I'm like, wait a second, you know about the human body, literally the bones, the tissue, the muscles,
yeah,
and then the oils for the skin. And I'm positive that you've seen all different types of skin, not just
yeah.
conditions, but not we ain't talking about just ashy. We talking about like in general, like this is
Psoriasis,
yep,
eczema, thin
yep,
skin. Oh, one
yep.
of my horror stories from being a therapist. Oh, you have not experienced like a third party pain until you have ripped someone's skin. And I ripped an elderly person's skin one time. And that
Oh,
was, one and done. I was like, oh, never again. Because I was a young therapist and I took it very seriously. But I also, was used to being heavy handed with regular people, and I was massaging an older man, and his skin was like paper thin. I could see, older people,
Hmm.
you can see like their veins
You can
and
see the
stuff through their
veins
skin a
right
lot.
there.
Yeah, like right there. So I rubbed this man too hard. Like I was just effleuraging up his back, and I just, uh, I ripped his little skin, and cheese and rat. Like I don't even want to talk about it. It was bad, but it was a very small place, a very small tear. But just the fact that it happened and I did it, and then like he already was experiencing like some bed sores from
Yeah.
having to lay because he had multiple health issues. It was traumatic. I was like, oh, this will never again happen to me. Which is one of the reasons I also make my own massage oils now. And
Yeah.
I love a blend of coconut oil and shea butter is like my go-to right now.
Yeah.
And I infuse them with herbs and stuff to help nourish the skin, to help with inflammation, things like that. Were you going to ask me what my favorite herb to use is? Was that your question from earlier?
I was gonna ask, like, because you know a lot about herbs. I was gonna ask, is there like a specific way that you learned about them? Like, did you teach yourself all of this?
Yeah. Hmm. Well, and spirit brings a lot of it to me, but yeah.
Because that's the part where I'm like, because like during your awakening, because I receive downloads, and that's the only way that I can describe them as like either
Oh, it absolutely
downloads,
is. Yep.
because because there's no way that I can do something that I've never learned before, except for the downloads. Like I would get the download, and then I would do something or create something or try something, and then it'll just work. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's not luck. Because I didn't luckily think of that. I didn't think of the thought. It was like the thought was implanted in me somehow. And then I carried forward with it. And then I just executed whatever the thought was. So I guess I'm wondering, is that how it works for you? Or like
Yeah.
how does it work
I
for
would
you?
say, it's like 50-50. I would say it's like 50-50 because for me, like, okay, like how sometimes you receive, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like kind of trepidatious about using the word download. I mean, I do use that word, but that seems more like a younger generation's terminology.
Yeah.
But if I go back and think about what people my age and older would say, they would be like, well, God told me,
Yeah.
the Holy Spirit dropped it in my spirit.
Yeah.
And no, so um, I'm not going to like give it like a religious. I'm not going to use religious terminology with it. So I guess I have to accept the term download right now. Well, we
Yeah.
get divine inspiration. Actually, I'll say that.
Yeah. I
When
love
you get
that. I love
those,
how that
like
sounds.
right? So sometimes, you'll hear the tone in your ear. Do you get that? Do you hear that
Yes.
sometimes? Like
Yes.
that tone, bell tone. Okay. So for me, that is what happens. Like I'll hear the tone, but then in those moments, you don't really know what you're receiving then. For me, most of the
Right.
time, like I can, if I'm at home, chilling, then I can close my eyes and quiet my spirit and be like, okay, thank you, first of all, spirit, for this download, for this, divineness, inspiration, whatever it is. What is it? What am I supposed to be paying attention to? Is it
Hmm.
something that I'm hearing or something that I'm seeing right now? Is it from a conversation earlier? You never know um, in the moment, but it'll come to you later. And you'll be like, oh, okay. But in the moment, I never know. But I do hear those tones, and then I know I'm getting information. It might come out like the next day or something, or maybe even a week
Yeah.
later. I'll be like, oh, how did I even know that? Or where did that come from?
Yeah.
But I do feel like I do read a lot, because I'm nerdy myself. I know you've used that word before. I nerd out on a lot of things. I was
Yeah.
the kind of little kid that I would read. I read encyclopedias. Like I read the
Yeah.
dictionary, like lots of dictionaries. The Webster's dictionary and I were good friends when I was in elementary school, I would just read words, the definition of words. And so I feel like some of that could just be, it's in my head anyway, in
It's
my
already
brain
there,
somewhere.
maybe, or
Yeah,
buried
but
somewhere.
it'll bubble up though through, divine unctioning in the right timing, because you can't keep all that stuff floating around in your head in the forefront. I think that's why like a lot of people like doctors and lawyers tend to be very socially awkward, and like
Mm-hmm.
computer people, because they're constantly focused on the computer stuff, and they have all
Mm-hmm.
this information swirling around
Mm-hmm.
in the forefront of their head, so they forget like, oh, when you meet
Mm-hmm.
someone, you should look them in the eye and say hi.
Yeah, you forget the human part. Because you're
Yeah.
so busy, like you've been reading, you technically sound and everything, but when it comes to real human interaction, you like, wait a minute, I'm staring.
Yeah.
I thought I was glancing. I'm not, it looked like I'm not paying attention, but I'm listening. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. It's weird, but it's a balance. Everybody has to find balance. And to go back to your app, I think this is going to be so helpful for people, especially people like me who are balancing like the matrix and then the spiritual side, and we're coexisting in both. I myself feel me transitioning out. I mean, like I've been out of the matrix, but I couldn't give you like a time period on that.
Yeah.
But I know some parts of it still bleed into my life. Like, hello, I'm on TikTok right now talking to you. If I was
Yeah.
completely out, I wouldn't even be worried about TikTok. I would be in spirituality and out in the world and letting things come to me more organically. But I am on TikTok. So, and I love a good YouTube video on some bullshnaggle that doesn't mean anything other than just being like, for kikis.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I still enjoy those things. So, it's still a part, but I feel like at this point in my life, I'm very balanced, and like having something like what you've invented, like at my disposal would be awesome. Cause I do tend to, not as much anymore, but sometimes, I get in and I need to be like thinking about me, not the collective. I need to be thinking specifically about me. Like, what does my body need today? How am I feeling today? Not feeling my neighbors or my friends I have friends all over the world, and some of them call me and immediately I'm in their energy. I'm in their spirit. Spirit will give me a message for them. The consciousness will give me a message for them, whatever you want to call it. And then when I come out of it, it could be an hour later. It could just be in the moment. It could be a day later. So grounding myself is so important. And I would say that for you too. Cause like the other day when I was in your live, you were very much so in the pocket. And I don't think you realize that as much. Cause as you were talking to some of the people that you gave you gave them the readings from your app, you were locked in, because some of the things that you were saying to some of those people, that wasn't from your app. That was, you were tapped into their spirit, into their energy.
Yeah.
But you were tapped in, because I was getting the same message. In fact, I grounded myself like after like the second person, like right before that super crunk older gentleman that came in, the one that told you about the don't have people on zeros. Yeah, when he came in and his energy was so like, we all felt it like, whoa. I grounded myself then. I was like, whoa. I was like, absolutely not. I need to be grounded right now, because this man especially has a whole lot of energy, and I don't want to walk away still feeling or still being partially in this man's world.
Oh yeah, his
after
energy
I get off this line.
He gave me like dad energy, like that drill sergeant, like like whipping you in a shape kind of energy. You like, nah, come on now, let's do it. You know what I mean? And like,
I have some
I know I
just
need
like
it.
him.
I love that because I used to play football. I was an athlete growing up, so to me, strict is love. Tough love is soft love to me. You know what I mean? Gentle love is like, ooh, that's way too soft for me. Way too soft, because I'm used to being fiery anyways, and I'm competitive. But when I'm locked in that way, you're right. Not only was it beyond what I was reading from the app printout, it was like the one gentleman, when he was talking about his wife, my spirit it just felt from, it's like, you've been married 18 years, my brother. That is special. Let's talk about how special that is. I don't think marriages last 18. I think the average is like 1 year. You got 18, you got 17 extra years. I don't know if we can be sad about that. That had nothing to do with the report no more. But me and him kept
Yeah.
referencing his report the entire conversation. And because remember, the whole point is to help people with their inner work journey. And the fact that you felt it, like, it tells me
Something.
that I have to share it. That's why I went live, because I'm not anyone else, right? So like in my mind, I don't know that I can or can't channel. I just know that that's not my experience. But I
Man,
don't
and that's
discount
what you were doing.
anyone's talents
I
and
want to tell
abilities.
you.
Yeah, because everyone's ability is so uniquely them. And I was like, if this is resonating with someone that can channel, this has value. If this is resonating with a therapist who's been giving therapy to people and licensed for 20 years, and they're telling me it got value, I can't limit myself and say, oh no, I'm just doing this. It's just this little thing I made. It's like, no, no, no. This
No.
isn't some little thing you made. This is something of value that now my goal now is completely different from what it started as. Now it's how do I deliver it to people so that you can use it. It's so easy to use. You guys hear me asking for a birthday. But that's just one of the inputs. It's birthday, and then what time of day is it for that person? Remember the lady in the Philippines? It was nighttime for her.
Yeah.
She has a 14-hour time zone difference. So I had to put night for her because it's nighttime for her. So those are the only inputs. Is it morning, noon, or night for that person? And what is their actual birthday? And it prints it out. I mean, literally. I have videos. I would actually love to show you how it works. I have videos of it working. I wrote the full plan of it and everything, because maybe it was meant for me not just to make it, but it was meant for me to like show like others how it works, because it was meant to help not just me, everyone that it was meant to help, even people that I haven't even met yet. So I would almost be honored to be like, hey, I can show you how it works. Literally, I can show you how it works. It's on my other phone. I can show you how it works
That would
so
be
that you can see it with your eyes. You're gonna be like, wait a second. All that code, 2,000 some lines of code, allows you to get a printout. Yes. It sounds fancy, but yes, all that code for a digital receipt.
that is
And from
so
there,
cool,
you
and
have all the
I would
information
love
you
to.
need.
I
Oh, go
would
ahead.
love to see that. That would be amazing. Oh, but one thing I want to say before I forget. I also want to point out with that dude who'd been married for the 18 years or whatever. Um, also, there were several times where I had to put my hand over my mouth because I was giggling and I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
how to like mute my
Mm-hmm.
thing because he tried to take it to a religious place, like on some let's go to church right now.
Oh
And you and
yeah.
I both and the other lady, what was her name? Essence or something.
Essence.
Um, we all got
Very
quiet, like
quiet.
crickets.
Yeah. So
It
remember I
was
told
so
you.
quiet, and it was funny because he felt it. I mean, hello, he had just made his statement about, he said something
Mm-hmm.
about like, oh, Jesus, and and that's
Mm-hmm.
why on my walk with Christ or
Mm-hmm.
something he said. And after he said it, I'm sure in other lives or other places in his life, when he says things like that, he gets a response because he's surrounded probably by a lot of Christians and religious
Yeah.
people. So when he says stuff like that, he's gonna get a yeah and a amen or whatever. But in
Yeah.
your live, it was silence, baby. It was crickets. And then
Yeah.
he paused for a moment and he was feeling, I could feel him feeling
I felt it.
for who was going to, take the bait. And none of us did. And then he kept going. Oh my God. I had to cover my mouth like, don't laugh, I bitch.
So,
Don't,
so as a
like,
live
don't
stream
insult this
host,
man.
yeah, as a
He
live
just
host,
kept it
I've
going.
had to learn like practice learned behavior over 100 live streams of actual real time practice. I've had to learn how to allow people to get their thoughts off with no judgment because he might be a Christian. He might be whatever his religion is, and I'm no one to discount that at all. And I never want to challenge, push back, or counter it. But it's like, go ahead and say your piece, right? And then I kind of like let it land there
Yeah, wherever it was gonna land.
and
I
don't
commend you
go
for that.
further in that direction because that's not who I am. So that's why I say I have to always be authentically me, in that if I don't subscribe to something, I'm not going to start on live either. But I'm
Yeah.
also not going to, like, I know how to not diminish it and not
Yeah.
amplify it. So
You
like
did
when he
a
went in
great
those
job.
directions, I was like, oh, I see.
Yeah. Oh, he
And
was
then I
trying
just
to
got
take over.
quiet and reserved.
Yeah, he was trying to take over. And I felt his spirit. He was trying to take your live over with that religious talk, but you kept it so smooth, so neutral. I was very proud of you in that moment, and I respected you and your live, which is why I didn't come for him, because I am confrontational when it comes to that. I'm very much
Yeah.
so,
I'm a
like,
fire sign too. So I
I am
have it.
aggressively. You what?
I'm a fire sign just like you. So I have that
Yeah.
like I can be confrontational. It's just like because I know that I'm the host. Like I have a lot of DMs, and I don't know if I said it before, but I have a lot of religious DMs, and those DMs are the reason that no one can say anything negative in the comments. Like if someone comes in and puts like I don't know something religious in the comments, it's no one's gonna see it. Only they're gonna see their comment because they're muted. And that it's like an auto mute button basically, and it prevents the live from getting religious because it's not a religious live. But I have so many negative comments from every religion. I'm gonna say from all of them. I've been asked this question.
All of those people feel like they are the chosen ones and no one else.
Yes. Like I've had people tell me that I'm talking about them. They're like, yeah, I'm the chosen one. And I'm like, I don't know what to say to that except I don't respond. Like, I don't know if they want me to treat them like they're something outstanding is the word I'm going to use. Like one of one, like only one person can be in the universe maybe. But it's like, okay, you're the chosen one. Now what? But I've been asked this question. People are like, how do you know someone's chosen? I was like, I don't know, but they do. How do I know someone is gifted? I don't know, but they do. I can feel things empathically, intuitively, but I try to not amplify anything that'll change the message, because to me, the chosen one frequency is high vibration, and I leave it at high vibration because that's open to your own interpretation. High vibration does not have to be religious at all. People can make it religious. They can make it religious, but I won't help them make it religious. I'll just hear their perspective on it and understand it.
That is wonderful. I commend you for that, because at the end of the day, the chosen one frequency, all of us are chosen because we were born. If you were born into a flesh body and you're here on this planet, you were chosen. You were chosen to be born in a fleshly body. It begins and ends right there. What you do with that gift of being chosen to be born in a fleshly body is on you, because we have free will. We're all connected to the same creation. If you are, it doesn't matter if that body is yellow, if it's brown, if it's Caucasian, if it, whatever. It doesn't matter. You were chosen to be born in a fleshly body. You're on this planet in whatever reality you're existing in, which means whatever self movie you have going on in your mind, which I feel like everybody is the main character in their own movie.
Yeah.
Everyone. So, what reality, what movie I'm living in is not going to be the same reality or movie as the next person is in, because they are the
Exactly.
star in their own movie. So, people who choose to be a part of religions and stuff, they want to, in order for their ego to be fed and make them feel special, make them feel loved, because whatever, they don't have that, or that's where they get it from, because that's where they receive love from, because that's what their parents taught them. This is
Yeah.
where love comes from for you, is because, you're a Jew, you're chosen. You're Christian, you're
Yep.
chosen. You're
Yep.
Muslim,
The
you're
Hebrew
chosen.
Israelites,
All of
there's
the
so many of them. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, right. There's so many. All these people just want to feel special. They want to feel like there is one something that has
Yeah.
lots of power that cares specifically about me. And that's where they receive their love from. My mom and my dad specifically care about me, booze. Okay.
Yeah.
they are the two people that brought me into this reality in a flesh body. My mom and my dad.
Yeah.
They are my gods. They are my creators, my mother
Yeah.
and my father.
Yeah.
I am a chosen one. I am a vessel. This body is a vessel for the light, the magic that is me, from consciousness, from source, which is where
Yeah.
everybody else comes from. I don't have to be any more special than that. I am
Yeah.
special. I am
I was
special.
just
We are
gonna say
each
that. And
special
that is special in and of itself. So
in and of
anything beyond
itself.
it, and that's why I always go back to it's indoctrination from wherever they are from. And when I go in that direction, people are always like, "Oh, that's a elevated consciousness way to think about it." It's like, yeah, listen, I'm not from the Middle East, so the Muslim culture doesn't apply to me at all. So I won't say anything negative, but I also won't like amplify it. That's not my life. It's not my journey. It's not my devotion. It's not my experience. I have nothing to say about it, except that for the people who are born in that indoctrination, I understand. I fully understand. I know a lot of Muslims. I'm around them all the time as well. Some of my colleagues, clients, peers are indeed Muslim. We love each other. I have Christian friends, Baptist friends, Jewish friends. There's Hindu. Like I know these people. We grew up together. We were on a sports team together. When it was time for prayer, we prayed differently and separately, but that didn't make us less human. It didn't make us less familiar or less friend or friendly. So I try to stay away from that stuff. But the DMs are really. I would I
Yeah, I
would
can
say that I
imagine.
would say that they're harmful. I don't post them like as content because I don't do rage bait. So, but if I were to rage bait, like people have fake pages. They have to be fake pages with some of the things that they've said to me about just the sense chosen one. That right there, that offends people, and I'm like,
Yeah. Because
I
they
didn't
feel, they
know that.
internalize, oh, he's saying that I'm not special.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And no, you're not saying that they're not special. You're not saying anything. That your app, and what's real crazy? I'm gonna say this, okay? What's real crazy is that your app is going to be for everyone, right?
Yep.
Everyone, and they don't have to tell anyone else that they're using it. Because one thing I've learned being a spiritualist, is that, and I'm a magical person. I'm a magical female. So I've had people come to me because they're like, hey, I got this thing going on. Can you help me? Can
Yeah.
you,
Seriously. Yeah.
get some herbs and maybe, blow some dust on it or something?
Yeah.
And when I see those people in public, which okay, fine. I'm here to help, and I think it's funny that they're open to it, and when they tiptoe over to my house or when they call me or whatever, then okay. But when I see them in the street, they'll throw up their hand like, "Oh, hey, girl," or hey, whatever, and keep going like they don't know me, like they weren't just
Yep.
sitting in my kitchen in the salt circle.
Yep. Yep.
I'm like,
Yep.
okay, whatever. So your app is going to be there for people no matter what. If they do it in their bathroom at midnight, with all the lights off.
Yeah.
That's their business. But at least they'll have it.
Yeah, and that was the whole point. The whole point is like for me, all people. When I think about all people, I think about the planet. It was gifted to me to think about humanity, not anyone's religion or just one religion. Like, but technically between the Christians and the Muslims, I don't know who's worse in my DMs. As far as their disdain, they're like, well, no, there can only be like they're trying to educate me about something as if I don't know a thing or two. And I'm always thinking to
Right?
myself, like I don't read all the DMs because I have thousands of them. It's not. I have better things to do than like read that stuff. But it's always like if they're coming from a good place of understanding, I will be equally understanding. But when they're like attacking, and to me, it's like they're fighting for their religion. Fighting for your religion isn't going to help me promote it or amplify it because that's not what I do. I'm not a religion promoter on TikTok. I'm not a minister or anything that remotely applies to religion. That's why I always say I'm a human. I'm a person. I'm an app creator. I'm an app developer. So when people are listening to me, they know that I'm coming from a human place, right? I don't try to separate myself as like better or more intelligent or more divine even. I don't believe I'm more divine than any other divine being. To me, we are all divine. I've seen people do great
Absolutely.
things. I've seen people do miracles. I've seen people save someone's life for no reason. They didn't have to stop. They didn't have to do it, but they did it. That's miraculous to me. And it had nothing to do with religion. If to them it has something to do with their religion, okay, I won't discount that. But the act that I saw was non-religious. It was humanity. It was humanitarian. The act that I saw. And when I say stuff like that, people are like, oh, well, you can't argue with that part. There's no argument to be had. So thank you for recognizing like when he did that. But a lot of people do it. Like there's some of my streams early on where they were unprotected with the words and such in the comments. The comments were ruthless. They're like, oh, this is what is some? They're like, this is woo. This is ninjutsu. There's no way that you would know what a chosen one is. Did the Pope bless you and this, that, or the third? I'm like, oh my goodness, how do I stop?
Oh my gosh.
Like, how do I stop this from like, because it wouldn't just interrupt it. They wanted to stop.
You have got to, I'm going to.
Oh, go ahead.
I definitely want to talk to you outside of the live because you ain't got to, but I would so appreciate it for real if you showed me like how to do those blocks, because I've definitely had people in my live. I'm like, hey, I'm on here giving channeling spirit for people who want to hear from spirit. If you don't want to hear from spirit from me, you can get off my live. Like, it's so smooth and simple, just like that. And then they get in my DMs and like, you're going to hell. I'm like, if I believe in that, that probably would scare me. But why would you want to scare me? What happened to the love and all that? Where's your love?
Where's the love?
Where's the love?
I know that your religion talks about that part. Where's the humility? I know it talks about that part, and that's why I tell people,
right?
Like, I've been to a Chinese Christian church. Sounds no judgment, right? No judgment. Imagine how that sounds. I didn't know that there were Chinese Christians, but there are Roman Christians. How would everywhere. I know? I must have. I know these people. I've helped them build their websites. I've helped them promote their church in my local area. So I know a lot of different business owners of all different types of walks of life. The restaurants from all these different ethnic groups. Imagine, I know nothing about Mediterranean food. That's not my home cooked meal, right? But I can learn about it and help them promote it in the local area. So as like a creative, I'm exposed to feels like everything. So I've had to be more understanding than just average people with maybe lower levels of vibration. So instead of me judging their food, hey, it's not for me, I wouldn't order it. I wouldn't eat it. But also, that's not my cultural dish. And if it's delicious or not, that's my own personal palate. What I spend my money on and put in my body, that's my business, right? but I won't.
Absolutely.
I won't disrespect it because those restaurants are packed whether I eat it or not. You know, so
That
that's why I
part.
always say it's less about
Churches are
me.
packed whether we go or not. It's okay.
Exactly. Exactly. And they're exactly their religion, the churches, their mosques, they're packed regardless of my attendance. So I don't have to love it or like it or promote it or anything for it to still exist. I'm not
It's
this
hard for some
omnipotent
people to
person.
digest.
It is. Like to me, it's
It
like
is hard
I
for
break
some
it
people
down
to
to
digest because,
simplicity. Oh, go ahead.
well, everybody doesn't get simplicity because some people make life hard. They make it hard, hard, hard. They feel like there's this saying that I used to say when I was younger, just because I don't know. I was dating some guy one time and his friends and his family members said it, so I kind of adopted it. And then I heard it in songs because of the music they listened to. They would always say, "I got it out the mud."
Oh
That
yeah.
sounded so rough to me, but I said it at the time because when in Rome. So, but
Yeah.
what, you got it out the mud? That whole self-made man and the dudes who
Yeah.
always get those
Everyone wants to
tattoos.
be
They're like
self-made.
self-made,
Like we had no
right? I'm
hope.
like, how are you self-made? First of all, your mama and your daddy did
They
that. They
made
made
you.
you. You are
Yep.
you aren't self-made. Like, get it
And they
together. Like,
probably taught you
you don't
something.
have to. Right, a lot of things. Even if it was all the negative stuff, they still taught you what you don't want to be. Right? So
Teachers,
you're never self-made.
yeah, teachers, classmates,
Huh?
they influenced you. Peers, music, your neighborhood, your family, your
Absolutely.
friends. Didn't do that alone. No one can.
You didn't do it alone. Well, none of us, we don't do it alone. Only things we do alone is we're born alone, like physically, like you were coming out, even though your mom had to push you out. You came out by yourself. Your mom was pushing you out by herself. I know you said earlier with
hmm
some assistance from the babies, here, too, there, whatever.
Yeah.
And we die alone. Other than
Yep.
that, we are absolutely attached and immersed with everybody else around us, with our
Yep.
surroundings and our environment. Like you said, with the things we watch on TV, the things we listen to on social media, all that stuff
Yep.
is like you're eating it, you're
You're
digesting it.
literally
If you sit
consuming
down
it.
and watch,
Yep.
you're consume. That's why the people are called consumers. I'm like, y'all need to think about these. I do too. I have to think about the words that I say and
Yep.
how I use them and how I think them and how I allow, like, when we think about like, oh, people are like, oh, intrusive thoughts. Where did those thoughts come from? They're coming
hmm
from outside of you. It's
hmm
in the music. It's in the TV shows you watch. You can close
hmm
your eyes and you'll hear the voice of a character from a movie that you
hmm
chose to watch. And now you can't sleep at night because you watch Saw or you watched
Yeah,
It
or you've been watching
or
some of that. What is it? The demonic shows. It's a lot of popular ones out right now. I know a lot of people are stuck on like Stranger Things, and then they wonder why
bro,
these strange
I watched a
happenings.
couple episodes of that. And I was like, absolutely not. First of all, I never
Yeah,
condone or get down with stuff where it shows children being harmed or like the get the
yeah,
brunt of
or
abuse and stuff.
possessed
I'm
or
not for
whatever is
that.
happening to them.
Or possessed. Absolutely not. I'm not a fan of that. So I started watching Stranger Things, and then like the third episode, I don't know if it was the third episode, but the episode where the little girl, I think her name was Debbie, or Deborah, or something like that, or Bianca,
hmm
something. She was so sweet and innocent, just wanted some friends, and she went
Yep.
into the pool at the school or something, and got sucked into the bad place with the evil things, like
Yep.
hurting her. Absolutely not. I turned that child. I jumped up and turned the TV off. I
You're
jumped
like,
up
wait a
off the
minute.
sofa. I was like,
Can't do this.
"Oh hell no!" I was
You're
like,
like,
"Absolutely
what's
not."
going on
I'm
here?
like,
Like,
right, in real life, innocents get hurt all the time. Why would I want to watch a show where an innocent who is just wanting love, and I'm like, that's real life. That's real life right there. I didn't want to see it in the
and
director's
nothing's more innocent than a child.
theatrical interpretation of it. That
Yep.
was horrible to me. But I'm like, it was my fault because I'm the one who sat down to watch that mess.
Yeah, it's like I
And
pressed
never
the
again.
button, I cut it on. Everybody was talking
Right?
about it. I was like, let me see what it's about. Let me check it out. I watched it. I'm like, oh yeah, not for me. Not for me. I
Not
ain't
for
gonna say
me.
it's
And I
terrible.
never
I'm just gonna
finished
say
it.
I can't consume that. 5 seasons of that, an hour episode each. I'm not.
Right?
I can't give
Absolutely
that
not.
kind of. I can't let that consume my atmosphere.
Right? Have me
I
waking up
can't
in the
do it.
middle of the night sweating, like, oh, what
Yeah,
was that?
I can't do that.
No.
Because in the real world, in the 3D world, there's enough of that already. And that's where I always go back. So I'm like, nah, it's enough of that going on already. Whatever that upside down place is in real life, someone is being harmed in some way. So I'm like, I can't poison and pollute my atmosphere with that. So you were right when I was reading the reports. It wasn't just me reading. Some of it was I felt, what is it called? Their infirmities, or what their emotions. Like some of the ones that said deep sadness, I heard it in his voice before I even generated this report. And I was telling him, the young man, I was like,
you said it to him.
Yeah, I was like, I can hear it. I can hear it in you. I didn't even need the report to say that. Like it was obvious. I was like, whatever you battling with, you're still young. You gonna be all right. And that was just me. I have younger brothers and younger sisters. I have 9 younger siblings. Okay, so to me,
it wasn't
that
just
compassion
you. That
is
was your
in.
intuition. That was also you being tapped into the collective consciousness, because you could feel that. And do you know, a lot of people that, I mean, it's not everyone who is tapped in. It's not everyone. That's a part of your gift, which is your awakeness to source creative energy, to the collective consciousness, to the fact that you are a part of a collective consciousness, because everyone isn't aware. There are people who would listen to that young man and not hear the pain in his voice. They might have thought, he sounds sleepy, or he sounds drunk or high or something. Like, they wouldn't even recognize what they were hearing. So please know that is a part of your gift also, honey. Okay.
And you know, when I listen to the live playback, and this is to your point, the one kid, I call him a kid, his birthday was like 2007 or 2003. It was something like that. I'm like, okay, 19, he in his 20s, and he was off the shrooms. I'm like, listen, I understand. I'm not gonna judge you, but when you come down and get back to reality, understand that you're young and you're awakening, and you found this frequency, you found this information, which is literally made to help you. And that's the whole point. I'm not here to hurt nobody, but it's to help. And I noticed his condition immediately. As soon as he started talking, I was like, ooh, he didn't have to tell me he was on shrooms. I knew he was doing something. Because why are you so excited, my brother?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like this real life.
Oh, you know what? He did DM me too. He did. Yeah. He really, that baby was serious. He really did want to know some stuff. He did DM me, and I set him off in the right direction. Because, you know, I don't know him, and I'm at this point, like, I don't take on projects because I need to feel special in that way. Right. I did that before, and no, it's too much energy that gets taken from me. I only do what I feel led to do, and then I back away, because, you know, I didn't give birth to him. I didn't give birth to anybody but my one kid, and he's in his room right now. So I don't take on other people as charges, because even doing that, some people think, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. No, so a lot of times that's ego. It's because you want to feel special. So that's why you're taking on all these other people to the detriment of yourself. And sometimes it's not even ego, it's avoidance, because the person doesn't want to deal with their own life. So they take on everybody else's life so that they can avoid their own. But all you're doing is wasting your time in your life, where you should be focused on yourself and getting shit done for you. And I know that so well, because I did it. So it's no judgment or anything, because hello, I'm guilty of that.
I've been guilty of it too.
At one point, I thought I didn't have any. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I've been guilty of the exact same thing. I'm just agreeing and relating to you. Keep going.
No, I'm just saying I was, right. And I'm like, I was guilty of that too. So I don't judge. I just know where the person is. And I'm like, you've got to come out of that. You've got to start to see the value in you. I mean, you're you are in that body. You are not your body. I tell my clients, I've been saying this my whole career. Your body is your first vehicle. you are not it, you are inside it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But if you don't take care of this vehicle, this physical vehicle that you're in, you don't have to worry about what your, Dodge Charger is doing in your driveway, baby, because you won't be in it.
You won't be in this vehicle no more.
Okay. That part. You won't be able to drive your car around. If you don't take care of this first vehicle, baby, it's all over. It's a wrap. So take care of yourself, which is the physical as well as the mental as well as the spiritual. Acknowledge all of them. Take care of them. Like as I've been talking to you, child, I made breakfast and I ate my eggs and everything. I made my son pancakes, because I am so enjoying this talking with you in this moment, but I have to take care of my household and me too while I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I cannot set it aside and be like, oh, I'll get to me later. No, baby, we get to us all the time.
Yeah, first, everybody else. And I think that's what I was telling the gentleman that was experiencing, I guess it was separation from his wife. I was like, and he said it, I think he said it before I even said, I was like, brother, you just admitted that you wasn't taking good care of yourself. You can't take care of nobody else, your wife, kids, pets included, if you're not taking care of yourself. That's not how that works. It was like you got in a marriage, you got real comfortable. 18 years, a long time to be nice and comfortable, right? And then I wasn't even advising him. I was just talking to him as a brother because, I've loved somebody before. I've loved somebody enough to take care of them before. I understand what it's like to, everyone broke up before as adults. We should have had a lot of breakups, at least 2 or 3 in our life by the time you're 30. And it should have made you cry, should have made you want to work on yourself and be better at some point. So I'm just thinking to myself, like, I've heard this conversation a million times done wrong on the internet because it's more of a gender war thing now than it is just being a good person.
Why? It's so crazy. I'm glad though that it's happening because I feel like what I'm feeling about it is that change is happening. So when change happens, and what keeps coming up to my head is boiling to a head, right? Yeah. It's coming to a head and it's gonna burst eventually. But then the healing starts after that.
Yeah, healing starts after. It's bad right now. It's gonna get a little bit worse. But then the healing comes, and I think what the healing is, at least in my mind right now, is all relationships of all kinds, marriages, whatever we want to call them, everyone has overgiven and have overconsumed each other and have been unrealistic. That's men and women alike. No one is special in that. Everyone does it. Everyone has done it. We're all guilty. And everyone is now pointing to, wait a minute, I can take care of myself independently while being with you. Yes, you can. And yes, you should. Don't ever stop. And then it's going to go more in that direction. And then it's going to be healthier because no one is overdoing any one thing. And if you're not overdoing it, you're not hurting anybody. You should just be supportive. That was supposed to be the whole thing anyway. It was just supposed to be support. It wasn't supposed to be a crutch. It was supposed to just be support. But I'm not a relationship person. I'm not an advocate or a coach or any of that stuff. So I always say it's unique to the individuals and how they were brought up. But I'm against consumptive love. Don't love me so much that all I'm doing is giving, and all you doing is taking. You're consuming me. 1, I'm not going to let you do it. And then 2, that's not fair to you or me. If you want to go consume somebody else. Because I have gifts that I have to give to people outside of just one person. Kids, nieces, nephews, a great niece. You know what I mean? I got enough family, love to give that I can't possibly give it all to one person, in my opinion. But when that man was hurting, because he was hurting, I felt his pain. I was like, oh my goodness, he's mourning. I'm a total stranger, but he's grieving the loss of his marriage, and it's valid. It's like, hey man, cry. Hey man, write. Hey, this is the time for the inner work, but the time for the inner work was your whole life, not just right now. It wasn't when you think it's bad. It was the entire time.
Yeah, and I discerned, or whatever you want to call it, while he was talking, that as he should, though, because you should always safeguard, your life. But he was flipping the script a little bit. Yeah. with what really happened. I'm sure you felt that
he
too.
was going into it.
Yeah,
Oh,
you peeped that.
I was
Yeah, I
trying to
peeped that.
not go, but he didn't stop going. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna breathe and
Yeah, but
just.
he was lying a little bit though. He was lying a little bit because
Yep.
I'm sure his part in what happened was worse than what he was divulging
Yeah.
information wise. And he tried to cover it up with the Jesus stuff in those
Yeah.
moments.
And I don't know if you remember,
That's when he was doing it.
but I was slowing him down. I was like, hey, as a man, we do things to women in marriages. As a man, we do things.
Yes, you did try
as a
to
man,
give
we
him an
gotta
out to
acknowledge
like,
that. We gotta admit
yeah,
that
like
part.
calm
The
down.
marriage didn't break up after 18 years because of something. 18 years of a lot of something, right? So
Yeah, he had a few moments after you would say and to give him like an out, like some clarity and to like, okay, I'm letting you off, not letting him off the hook, but you were like, we get it. You effed up, she effed up, but probably you effed up more. We can hear it in your voice that you effed up more. That's why you're not in the home right now. He's like, oh, I'm getting ready to leave and go find myself and travel. I was like, baby, we know what that means, sugar, but you can lace
you
it
can
with
dress it
honey
up.
and all that you want to, baby.
Yeah.
He was dressing it up.
You
I'm
can
like,
dress it up, but like we get it. Like if you gotta leave and
you
go
was basting that turkey.
where were you at this whole time? You was right there.
I'm like, you did some bad stuff. That girl kicked you out and told you to kick rocks, sugar, but we get it. And we're glad that I feel like though in moments, that's where a lot of people who dive deep into religion is because they feel bad about themselves and they're trying to like make it be all right. What religion is called redeem. They're trying to redeem. I'm like, baby, just say you're sorry. Okay.
Yeah, I was
say
gonna
you're
say,
sorry.
just acknowledge you did wrong.
Yep.
Start
say
with
you're
exactly
sorry
what you did to yourself. Remember, I was telling about the man in the mirror. You got to look yourself in the mirror. Only you know what you did. You know exactly what you did. You know a baby know right from wrong. Like we have to.
Absolutely.
We know this. We all know this. It's like you got to talk to self. Hey, I did this wrong. You got to work on it, not just in the future because maybe you want another wife. But imagine if you want your wife back. You got to do the work, but it's too late. Once it's over, generally speaking. That's it.
It's over.
You had your chance. So
yeah, and he was like, "Oh, we're gonna be able to come back together." I heard it in his voice. I was like, "You don't believe that, and you're trying to get us to believe it." But I get it. I get why you're doing this. Why you're saying this. He was still on a very low vibration. I was like, "Oh, I hope he calls back to get more readings because he needs this." Because right now he's trying to find peace in saying, oh, it doesn't matter how bad I was before. Now I'm with Jesus. I'm the bomb.
Yeah.
Cut that out. That's one of the reasons that I walked away from religions because I'm like, nah, y'all are just giving each other like the free pass. Like you go in there and it's an out. Like
you gotta sit with it.
Sit with it and just apologize. Own up to it and say,
acknowledge it. Like I
did
this. Whatever the thing is, or in some people's case, it's a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, and that's why I call it that's why I call it the shadow and the test. The shadow is the part of you that's hurting yourself and other people. Okay, the shadow is like self-defeating behavior. Or imagine some of the shadows I've read, and there's a lot of them. And I remember, I don't know everything. I'm not some genius over here. I'm not some oracle. There are some shadows I read. I was like, ooh, you've been doing that. Ooh, that's not good. And I can't say that as I'm reading it, but I'm internalizing it over here. I'm like, oh my goodness. Ooh, I hope that shadow never finds me. Stay away from me, shadow. Because there's some of them, like some of them aren't so bad, right? But again, none of them are sugar-coated. These are real patterns in humans. These are real patterns. And some of them are so bad that's who this person has been. That's the energy that they're in the moment of that snapshot. And some of it's in their actual atmosphere. It's who they are as a person. This is their personality. And I try to not go too far with it and tell them about themselves, right? Because it's a snapshot. It's meant to be a briefing. It's meant to be like a small report that's digestible. Because the first report was like 2 or 3 pages. I'm like, ain't nobody gonna read that. That's way too deep. And I was like, This is the social media age, 7 seconds or less. So if they can grasp it in 7 seconds, okay. But some of it is heavy. It's like a burden. Some of the shadows, I would almost call it a generational curse. Some of them that I've read. So, but Koi, I want to tell you this before this battery dies, because it looks like it's on 3%. I can do private live streams.